Um, I'm Slim Fruza. This is my co-caster, play-by-play guy, Freeeshooter.
Hello, hello.
And yeah, we're going to be casting this series. Heard it's a good series. And for anonymity's sake, I'm not going to say which team I coach here. But,
Real quick, Slim, press OU.
oh yeah,
There we go.
that's good. Good call. All right. Oh, can I also press I? Put objective timers?
Oh, go.
Yep. In fact, I can. All right. So first things first. Let's talk about this draft. Um, blue team looks like it is Galio mid with TP and then Wukong top with Ignite
Yep.
against Cho'Gath and Pantheon. Vi versus Udyr in the jungle. Now Udyr is a real power pick, like for junglers, right?
Mm. Yeah, I feel like even with the jungle changes this patch, Udyr's just such a strong clearer and still has decent ganks that it's probably not that big of a hit to him as it was to a lot of the other power farming
Yeah.
junglers.
So even though he benefited a lot with his strong clear for power farming, as somebody that builds, chem tank in the dead man's typically, he doesn't really need a lot of income to be effective. So the fact that like his full clear is going to result in like a few hundred less gold and maybe half a level, I don't think hurts him as much as it hurts, say, a Lilia, who really needs those items to be effective.
Yeah, and I believe a full clear you still hit the same level. I think it's with 2 full clears that you'll feel it, but if you're still getting scuttle crabs, then it's
Yeah,
like
true.
after 2 clears you won't really notice the difference.
True.
It's going beyond that the difference really comes into play.
Yeah. So the camps only camps affected were Krugs, Gromp, and chickens. So if you're getting your buffs, getting the crab, and maybe even denying the enemy buffs, and like, those are the camps that you're able to contest and win, which a champion like Udyr can do. You're gonna feel the nerfs a lot less than something like Vi, who maybe loses those crabs, and maybe loses a couple buffs to an Udyr invade.
I think we're probably good to get into the game at this point.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start it.
Early game play out while we talk about this.
Sure. See, that's why you're the expert. All right. What do you think about bot lane? I think it's a pretty volatile lane for sure, but I don't know exactly who wins it.
Honestly, with a Thresh and a Nautilus on either side, it's pretty much a skill matchup. I'm getting a lot of lag on the stream, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like hitching every couple seconds.
Let me see what I can do about that.
Yeah, maybe like lower the Discord stream. But yeah, with the Thresh into...
How's that on 720p for you?
Let's see. It doesn't seem to be hitching anymore, yeah. Yep, would be good. Ooh, near miss.
It's not. It's just sweaty. Going for that little cheeky play.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it really is a lot about who's hitting the hooks. I think the matchup is Jhin favored early, but if Kaisa stays even, doesn't end up feeding any kills, then she'll scale a lot better once she gets her first transforms and such. But in general, it is just kind of a skill matchup.
Who's hitting those hooks, and who's playing around the minions better? Okay. So it looks like, I don't know if you're looking at the minimap here, Wukong's and Galio are looking for like a light invade. So they have vision all over red side's jungle. Those are pretty good wards to know exactly where Udyr is going to be. It also looks like Wukong's mid and Galio's top.
Oh, interesting. They went for a swap. That makes sense because it seems to me like I would assume that Pantheon would kind of dumpster Galio in lane.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And looks like Wukong dumpsters Pantheon in lane too. That's a matchup that I'd expect to actually be Pantheon favored until Wukong hits 6, because Pantheon doesn't have a combat ultimate. But the Ignite, I think Mr. Gerb here, the Pantheon, has to respect that. Also, Doran's into corrupting.
I think it makes sense that Wukong is going Pantheon to level 1 though, just because Wukong level 1 with the attack speed still right on the
Oh, level
so
2.
strong. With a flash play, you're taking a lot of damage here. Not really backing off, not showing respect. And, ooh, goes down to the trade seeker from Kaisa. Nice play. Bixby going back in. I don't know if that's advisable. Has to throw the flash. I think if he just hooked the tower there, he could have got out without burning the summoner, but that is not good for Red Team Pop.
Yeah, just respecting that level 2, right? As soon as that thrash hit level 2, flash E. Really well played, I think. Let's stop calling them by their champion names, by the way. So we have Peakley, Shade, Scrambles, Potts, and Matsuro versus Neptune, Arcane, Gerb, Typical, and Bigsby.
Yep, and Arcane there having to blow his flash. Just a good invade from Scrambles and Shade.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you have... He had Prio mid and top. And more importantly, it was the vision they got level 1 that allowed them to track the Udyr and know that they can go for that play there.
Ooh, Peakley having to be real careful. Gleep, yep, he flashes forward Gerb, I should say. He gets the solo kill in the mid lane there. Just a little too hypey on the trade.
Yeah, he's really confident about how aggressive he could play level 1.
Neptune getting a good flash.
That flash definitely saved his life.
For sure. Nice reaction on that. My roommate just left.
Hold on. I think this is too loud relative to our voices.
Ah, gotcha.
All right.
I'm going to turn it up on the Discord stream then because it was very quiet for me. There we go. That's better.
Okay. There we go. I just want to make sure that we're heard about, like, you know, for the stream. All right. So, a lot of back and forth action. Bot lane, clear advantage. Mid lane, clear advantage for red side. Flash down on Cho. Otherwise, and Udyr, despite losing his red buff, even in farm, and I don't think Vi really made use of that red buff. To like you know, she still has red buff and she didn't make use of it to like get any extra ganks off with the slow. So that ended up not really being a huge factor in the game.
Yeah, it just honestly helped equalize the farm. Nice block.
That's true. Yeah, I guess Udyr should be outpacing. And
yeah,
he's
and currently only what, like a camp and a half ahead, or 1 camp ahead, I guess. Not sure going in on that hook there from Bigsby. I guess I thought they had Arcane in the back pocket, but
just a little bit too squishy there.
yeah, Shade was in there first, and just a nice setup from the blue team here. Not really sure Scrambles needed to teleport, but it's pretty much a secure on the dragon. Oh, a sweet hook there from Matsuro. Potts ulting over to get the kill, and it's a 1.5k gold lead in first dragon with the blue team.
Yeah, it's strange that Neptune elected not to match that teleport. He is going to get a pretty decent shove off, though. I can see him over there on the top side. So we'll see if he's able to secure lane advantage off that. That being said, I don't consider Cho'Gath like to be a very hard snowballing champion. So
now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Gerb's teleport is on about the same cooldown as Scrambles. Did he TP into that fight and just walk away, or was he canceled? Oh, but another good hook onto Bigsby, and he's just dead again. This Nautilus is not having a fun time. 4-0 on Kaisa.
that is not where you like to see your Kai'Sas, especially if you're frontline for red team.
Yeah, definitely not. And because they have the scaling advantage in this matchup, this is looking rough. Ooh, the Ignite and the Ultimate comes out. Canceled early to get the second swing, but he knows his champions, weaving those extra autos in to get the easy solo kill there.
And with Wukong, a lot of the damage is actually in your Q. That gets cooldown refunded every time you do damage. So he canceled it to get his next Q off, and then you are again to like the tick rate's really fast, so you lower the cooldown of your Q very fast, and you got 3 Qs off in that fight.
Makes sense. And Scramble's doing a lot of damage onto Neptune here. Neptune is level 6, but hasn't backed yet from what I can tell, so just unable to trade. Ooh, ultimate in onto the clone there, actually. So,
Yeah,
so
so
was forced to flash at least.
I think considering that Pantheon's already a little bit behind in this matchup now after losing that solo kill and being down 13 farm, he really is going to get more value, I think, out of trying to ultimate bottom, right? Because you can still kill a Kai'Sa as Pantheon. But ulting mid there, like now that's not on the table for a couple minutes.
Yeah, he had the roam up from Bigsby. I think he was just trying to get that trade
Make
kill
use,
back.
yeah.
But we'll have to just settle for the farm. And now Neptune and Scrambles. This is a much more even fight.
Now that he's itemized, yeah. Oh, winning fight for
Neptune
Cho'Gath,
could
actually.
get a kill here. No, decides not to prioritize the farm instead. Actually, Scrambles has flash and he doesn't. So
You can also see Neptune's ultimate's down. He probably ate a minion.
Ah, you're right. Good catch. Now, it is a level advantage for Typical here. Ooh, Big Blade going back in, just sort of trade. Another hook by Big.
They have a large minion wave there. It is not going to matter, though. That Bigsby's going down way too fast.
Yeah, Typical, I think he had the level advantage and probably should have just ulted to try and get the extra damage down. You know, use that advantage, but instead they're just out itemed right now. It's triple longswords to, I mean, most of a mythic on Kai'Sa.
A little bit of BM there from Peakley. The nice little king action going.
Oh, and Neptune could be in trouble here. His flash is back. Ooh, good immune on the knockup. Flash forward from Scrambles. Flashed away by Neptune, but it doesn't matter. He gets the full channel on the taunt, and Neptune goes down again. It is 7-1, and Gerb might be dying again. A nice flash away. Walks back into the ultimate. Has Bigsby here. I don't know if it's going to matter. Bigsby only level 4, and yeah, Gerb just going to fall a little bit greedy to try and turn that play.
Yeah, I think when you're level 4, you can't... Oh, really good hook.
Yeah, Typical can outplay this, maybe. No.
He didn't get that fourth shot off on the...
Yeah, it's going to be easy. Bigsby and Arcane here, though. There's no ultimate on Kai'Sa. Flash is available. She's trying to get to the wall. Does manage to get there, but Arcane flashing back over. Easy shutdown pickup. So that's a lot of gold going into Udyr's pockets.
Yeah. And Udyr actually is that champion that will take that gold lead and run with it. Getting to chem tank early.
Gets the silence. If he can get another knockup here, nah, not going to dive for that feast. It was available, but didn't want to risk it. And his life gets harder again by flashing forward, getting the hits. A good knockup lands. Arcane is here for the backup. They're going.
Oh, that Vi's dead.
Very squishy, and the feast takes down Vi. So
how much gold does this Vi have sitting on? She's sitting on 1,800 gold going into that gank. That's why she's so squishy there.
Yeah, makes sense. It looks like she's going for a pretty aggressive. Oh, going for the
Trinity Force. Yeah.
Yeah, not gonna get any less squishy anytime soon. It's only a little bit of health on that item. Not a lot of defensive stats, but I guess it makes sense on Vi. Classically, I've always gone for that Triforce, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, and the flash forward into the play. Typical is just dead here.
This is a really big lead for bot lane on blue side.
I was gonna say toggle over to the gold real quick.
You want to see the gold differential here?
Yeah, that's
double, almost double.
Almost double. And Neptune could be in trouble. Does get hit by that.
Has the numbers here. Oh, no, they don't have the numbers. Thresh is here as well.
Yep, and it's going to be Bigsby, the support life, dying for his top laner there. 0, 4, and 1 on this Nautilus. That hurts. He's not even level 6 yet.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps looking for these roams, but I think he's too far behind to really have an impact. Like, he'd be better off just... And then twice now, the Jhin has died solo, right?
Exactly, yeah. Ooh, Peakley going in for another 1v1 onto Gerb. Gets the second knockup. Only taking a bit of tower aggro. The Ignite ticking down will finish out. I didn't actually realize Pantheon even blocks Ignite damage, but not for long enough.
Yeah. I would have wasted half the duration of Ignite there and still had enough damage to kill him.
That doesn't make sense to me, because I guess Ignite burns the front of your champion, that means.
Well, it's not where the damage comes from, it's where the champion is relative to you. Like, if you If you E a this Wukong's being very greedy.
Yeah, but I mean, Bixby just now ticking over to level 6. Gets the hook, getting the hits in. Derp teleported back in, should be able to pick up this kill, throws the spear and gets the shutdown. Yeah, that was just some major greed
He
from...
he saw that Nautilus was 5 and just didn't think about the fact that he might be close to 6 there.
Yeah, he was just greeting for plates, plain and simple. Looks like that hook is going to miss, and we reset. You know, even with all the... Oh, wait, I forgot these.
Can I switch these? Yeah, I switched Galio and Wukong.
Alright, so it is a 20 CS lead in the top lane. Scrambles is probably dead here. Probably definitely dead. It's just a matter of who they give the kill over
Hopefully to Pantheon, right?
Neptune.
Yeah.
No, they do give it to Pantheon. Oh yeah, Neptune didn't have Feast, so... Yeah, I think you let Shoutcast feast it, otherwise Pantheon should be looking to pick up, so...
Yeah, he could really use getting back into this game with you know, that Pantheon's typically an aggressive pick, and he between bot lane never being a good opportunity for him to roam to, and then losing mid lane to this Wukong counter pick. Oh, it's been interesting.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a yikes. Pretty much going to be a support Pantheon in the late game, just kind of a stun bot that deals way too much damage to an ADC. The Rift Herald summon up mid and Scrambles teleporting. I don't think that was necessary, but either way, it's going to be first tower going over. Hook lands in the bot lane. Typical pulled back in, ignited, and taken out. And the trade won't even come through thanks to Kai'Sa's heal. Still trying to pick up Bixby. They almost do.
And this Herald, it looks like, so we didn't have the directed camera there, but the neither the Cho'Gath nor the Udyr rotated to the turret to the Herald, and it's able to get 3 smacks down. It takes 2 whole turrets and knocks down mid as well.
I'm actually shocked it got that third one down. It had like 10 HP. Pantheon should have been able to kill that. But either way, it's 2 turrets down in mid and 1 in the bot lane, and that just massively ballooned their gold lead. About a 5k advantage at the 14.5-minute mark.
Yeah, this is a really big lead for blue side. Especially when you have it on the right people, right? This Wukong is strong. This Kai'Sa is strong. That's exactly who you want strong. Galio's going to be Galio in these fights, right? I almost think Galio should be building tank at this point. I think he'd provide more value to his team than going for the Proto Belt. Although the Proto Belt is just a utility item, so maybe I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, let you reposition for those
good taunts.
Good taunts.
There's quite a lead in the for Cho'Gath in terms of farm. I think that had to do with with the Galio's teleport bottom early on, and he was able to push in that massive wave, get a couple plates for himself. Looking at gold, yeah, the Udyr with the shutdown and the Cho'Gath are the only ones with respectable amount of gold here.
Yeah, and it's 1,000 lead in the top for Neptune, but even in the jungle, 2,000 or 1,000 in mid, 3,000
on AD
in
carry.
bot, and 1,000. Holy shit, the 7-1 guys.
Yeah, I also think it's really interesting that Bigsby here opted for the Lucidity boots. I think when you're already behind in tank stats from being underleveled.
You're getting knocked up. But in the top lane, we have another fight. Potts is caught. Could go down here. Bigsby, another hook in. It's gonna be
Good flash out from Bigsby.
One-for-one trade. And yep, the follow flash. Massive shutdown. That's going to help out Typical so much. And it looks like Gerb and Neptune were able to get out in mid. So just overall, a positive play for Red Team.
And, you know, I think he also may be able to get this turret here. They know everybody's bot side. They just engaged onto the Cho'Gath and the Pantheon, right? It looks like he's not going to go for it. But still, that's...
Like they just want to reset to try and possibly contest this dragon.
If your AD carry's backing at 12 seconds to spawn, I don't think they're going to contest this dragon.
Fair enough.
We'll see, though. We'll see. Looks like blue team's doing it on spawn, and these guys are electing to take the farm.
Yeah, so they're starting to walk over to it now, but yeah, it is way too late. That thing is going to be gone.
I might walk into a pick. I did hit. Did hit.
Oh, yep, an Arcane forced the flash out. Neptune didn't teleport in, was just in the bot lane. They're moving Vi onto the lane. Yeah, I think at that point you have to just accept the Dragon Side. Jin finally opening up his ultimate for the first time in this game. Scrambles gets hit by that fourth shot, so it is a 1v1. Flash over with a Q misses for the buy. Thresh flashes as well. Shade is already down. Big ultimate out of peak life, but he too is forced to retreat. So in the end, it is a 2-for-1 in favor of the red team, but the third dragon went back over to blue.
Yeah. Real heads up there of Cho to go for the feast, even though he knew he didn't have the kill, because it set up the Jin to be able to finish him off.
And probably helps put him back in this game. We're down to only a 3K difference, so the goal lead is shrinking.
But you already have 3 dragons. Being at soul point 17 minutes in the game, I think is...
Yeah,
that's still a good spot to be. And this Kai'Sa's never getting unfed. She should be approaching her second item here now, right? She's Dirk, pickaxe, and 1,000 gold. Yeah, she's there.
Yeah, she's about 400 off. I believe it's a 12.
Is it 1,200 on the upgrade?
No, it actually might be...
I think it's only 1,000. It's got 600 for the thing and then 425
like
combined cost, right?
Yeah, that's right. I might be thinking when you don't have the pickaxe.
Hmm.
Either way, staying out on the map for now. Jin does have that Gale Force completed, had it in the last fight as well. Rift Herald being started up here by the blue team. I don't really think there's going to be much of a contest. And seeing how successful they were with that first one, they might be able to
Break open the base pretty hard here.
Yeah, especially if they get a good team fight and buy supplies.
How far is Nautilus on his 7? Only 2/3 of the way there, maybe like 7/8, 7/10 of the way there. Versus
Oh, and there goes the
there's a hell right away. He's gonna just break open that inhibitor. I actually think this is a mistake on the side of blue team. I think they should knock down those free turrets.
The miss on the Jin W there on the line. That team's going to be taking a ton of damage. He is going to fall. He's cooldown as well. Reptile hits the tower. Bigsby going to die as well. The double kill for Galio. Hook lands on Arcane. And this is just a slaughter. Not a single kill. Sorry, only a single kill getting traded back. The Vi does go down. Ult out from the Kai'Sa. A triple kill. And they might be able to end the game. Getting aced in your own base, no matter how early in the game it is.
I mean, Cho'Gath and Nautilus are up in 10 seconds. We'll see here. We'll see here.
Yeah, they're teleporting to immune the minions.
No, they're going for the end here for sure.
Yeah, at least one Nexus tower going to fall. Bigsby only level 8 Nautilus.
Hey, here's the Cho'Gath. Here's the Jin. I don't think they end here. They're gonna have to get out.
Jin ultimate opens up. I think this was
Ooh.
reading it right. Ooh, the knockup ultimate plays just
The
barely gonna miss.
big
Coming back
piece.
off cooldown.
Mid lantern too.
Open
That's
down,
what feels
keep
bad.
Running away. Run straight into Jin. and they
I
give
think he was going for that turret. That turret's really low there. Let me go away from Director Kim really quick. Yeah, that turret's really low there.
Yeah, going to set up a backdoor at some point in the future. They're teleporting in towards the Baron here. Shade is alive, but that was pretty big kills coming out. And like we said before, early in the game, Pots is up in 6 seconds. People are the only one dead for a while, but they don't really have a good way to get onto this Baron. Unless Shade can, I mean, honestly kill Bigsby and then get in, but they don't do it super fast. It's a Jhin that's
So for the Bixby having a rough game, he's doing a good job here of zoning off this Vi. Right? He does not want to let her into that pit.
She gets her on the backside. Bigsby
Oh,
drops the ult.
look mid, look mid. Galio's going for the end.
Yeah, Galio went in. Baron is taken, but right now they just need to stop the backs. The base tower goes down. They kill Vi, they kill Thresh, and Curb is able to kill Scrambles. Like we said, that is a Pantheon favored matchup, and Scrambles did not do well in his half of the lane swap. So the base is defended, even though it is a completely open
That
Nexus,
Nexus
but it's
is
Baron
naked.
over to the red team.
So with Dragon up in here in 35, do you think that red team should be able to contest it?
Absolutely. Shade is up in 10.
It's
so
going to
we're
be a
just waiting
5v5,
for
and
the-
they still have to be wary that they have an open Nexus, right?
I think the call is you have to save your Pantheon ultimate and Sho'Gath TP drop. Yeah, see, red team dropped a ward right on their own Nexus to teleport back to.
That's actually really smart, yeah. I didn't see
Because
that.
they know Scramble's TP is down as well, so it would have to be a member running
Yeah.
to the base.
Streaking.
Exactly. It's a good way to put it. But Dragon is up. Gerb is mid, clearing the supers. Bigsby getting hooked, a little bit of poke, not too much. The W blocking most of it. Ooh, flash hook AFK.
This Thresh has balls, though.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like
Yeah,
they've just given up their position.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do. That is Mountain Soul going over. Arcane way too late on this. I mean, that's a fed Kaisa. They are demolishing that thing. Even Jin opens up with the ultimate. They're going to find nothing for it. So that's a big cooldown down at this point in the game.
Seemed to me like a little bit of indecision from the side of red team. But, I mean, blue team capitalized. They noticed that red team was hesitating, and they just pulled the trigger on the dragon.
Speaking of pulling the trigger, they're just running straight up the mid lane. There's no towers blocking them. Baron buff wearing off soon, I believe. So they're thinking they might be able to a hook onto Neptune, but he's a big tanky boy. So.
Yeah, he has a lot of tenacity. That hook did not last. Oh, there's the Nautilus going in. He's going to get blown up.
Yeah, he is losing so much health. Does keep Potts on the fight. Potts just ults back in, blows up Bigsby on the backside. Looks like Scramble's getting focused down. They flash forward onto the Kaisa. She, on the backside, actually, Jin going down. And Vi is just hitting the Nexus on the backside. She's just walking around it in the circle. It's just off screen here. Arcane runs forward, but just gets punched in the face. They're not close enough to kill him. And this should be it. Gerb should fall. No, the hook actually hits onto Neptune. Scrambles. Oh my god.
And that's going to be game one going over. Oh, wait.
Oh, are they going to be able to get it? They weren't hitting the Nexus. This is why you always hit the Nexus, people.
Oh, that Wukong. I would be flaming that Wukong so hard right now.
Oh my god. Yeah, he just jumped into the Nexus and they don't end the game because of it. Oh, it was all but over.
And this game's kind of equalized, too.
Yeah, in gold, it's down to a 1,000 lead. Granted, Mountain Soul is a pretty big advantage.
That's true, but I think with this Vi's build, I don't agree with the Death Dance second here that she's building. She has no bonus HP for that true damage on the Cho'Gath. And also no bonus HP for the magic damage coming out of Cho and Voodoo and Nautilus.
I mean, at this point in the game with this kind of lead, I would almost go for a Guardian Angel second, just
yeah, so she can
effective timeout on the map.
Yeah, but with your team winning that much, but Vi personally is not doing that well, I think GA would be the play there.
Blue team, they were looking like they were going to just try and walk up the center again, but they're looking at some of the items in inventory and thinking, maybe it's best if we back off.
Yeah, well, especially when I think they just now got the Galio TP back up, so they, that was a potential 4v5.
Probably best to actually have a macro game instead of just...
Looks like these guys, they're taking it a little more serious now. They're finally pushing the side lanes instead of A-ramming.
Yeah, but that bot wave is pretty far. It's basically under their tier 1 tower there. It's only Galio pushing up, so if red team responds up there, it'll be a long time. Blade getting a little bit caught. Neptune has a lot of ability to lock
too tanky.
down. Yep, he's trying to dodge backwards, gets the silence in, and
there's the
force
flash.
the flash over the wall.
He was about a couple autos away from getting eaten.
That's a pretty big flash to blow. Like, Decoy's job in these fights is just never let typical ult. Like,
yeah, and I will say for the lead here that Wukong had, he's really not done a whole lot with it in these fights. I mean, he's had some decent ultimates, but I feel like I haven't really seen his damage coming out.
Yeah, it's mostly just been setting up for pops, but Red Team has done a really good job of just running this Kaisa around, making sure that she has to be kiting perfectly or the PC train gets to her. Neptune gets cooked, but again, big tanky boy. I'm not going to take them. Nice lane step.
Vi has a good angle here on this fight, but she hasn't pulled the trigger yet. They seem to be a little bit.
But might get found out by Pantheon.
Yeah, she. Gotta give up that angle.
And look at Gallery on top, just waiting for that ultimate in. I think he honestly could be hitting the turret right now, but minions might just take
He
it.
might be scared of getting collapsed on.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
Okay, so now they're starting the Baron. They're gonna go ahead and force this. Wukong now has a good flank. But this Vi's pretty squishy. And they kind of scattered. They're forced to back off now, but now they're surrounding red team. Let's see if they pull this fight off.
And
So
yeah, typical, actually, I like that cancel on the ult there. He saw Vi jump out of the pit and immediately canceled, knowing he couldn't stay with the ult. Vi is caught.
yeah, just gets.
Get the ultimate off. Neptune with the kill. He's like doing a lot of damage to the front line. Bixby should go down here, but Cobb's holding for that, puts himself in an awful position, takes up the support, but dies for it. Purifying so much time on the top side of this fight as well. He is gonna fall, almost kills Scrambles, but Typical is going to finish off Metsuru. Actually, Neptune gets the kill going godlike on the Cho'Gath. And Arcane here, just keeping Wukong in place, gets rooted up by...
This is going to be an ace.
Yeah, oh, Typical though. Has to be careful. Wukong is still the bane of an AD carry's existence. It is an ace coming in for the red team. What a comeback. They're still only 1,000 gold down, but have even upped the kills, and Elder is alive.
Yeah, that Kaisa, I feel like, was playing that fight a little bit too aggressively, not respecting the Chem Tank on Udyr, and then the Cho'Gath for the follow-up. They're like...
Yeah, you have to hit the front line as Kaisa, but that doesn't mean you should ult into the front line, into the three big tanky CC boys.
Yeah.
To kill a Nautilus. That's not worth it.
And that's the beauty of supports too, is that they can be, you know, 4 levels down, having a bad game by all accounts.
Doesn't get the stun though. Ult in from Gurb, just going to immediately get hooked up, gets ulted by the Vi, taking a lot of damage, but it's a pretty scattered fight. Shade is going to, no, he's gonna die. Ult comes out from Jin, but immediately canceled by the by Scrambles in the backline. But he again loses his life for it, and it's a 3-for-0 red team. I think they might come back in this game.
Yeah, no, this is now that they have Elder, potentially Baron afterwards. They're in a position, and this Cho'Gath is an absolute beast, dude.
9-3 and 9 for Neptune, like.
So we'll catch this back up on the. I'm gonna rewind really quick. We're gonna go through like an instant replay on this fight. This is the beauty here of the Pantheon I think overcommits, but this is the beauty of Nautilus as a pick. Look at this Kaisa's ability to do damage in these fights. Ulted immediately, and she has to run away, right? Okay. He gets his passive off, and then the hook. Then the hook. She had just to get into the fight. She has to ult in. Otherwise, she's be doing no damage multiple seconds.
Flashes, but still gets hit by the Cho'Gath. Yeah, then Cho'Gath flashes over and gets
Cho'Gath's doing about 1,200 true damage on that thing. That bad boy. That was pretty nuts. Okay, we'll go ahead and speed it back up. Okay.
Go. Getting back into the game here, and it's actually a 2K gold lead for a red team at this point. Like,
And I mean, and Elder too. They're gonna probably get banned because there's no way blue team fights them with Elder buff, right? You know. The thing is though, is that one mistake, right? One pick onto Jin, or one pick even onto Pantheon probably. That red team will still lose the game, right? They really...
Yeah, and look at blue team right now. They're trying to collapse onto this Wukong, but blue team is calling their bluff. All pushing
it down mid.
5 up the mid lane.
Pushing us 4, yeah.
Pushing us 4, I should say, yeah. And they're
Just
saying, hey, you gotta respond to us.
Blue team recognized, I think they might have had vision of some of those recalls, so they're able to rotate instantly with this Baron while red team had to go defend their base, right? That was a really good macro from blue team.
Yeah, it was super smart. Cho'Gath is teleporting into the flank, but I think it's too late. This Baron should go down.
I mean, remember, he does have Elder. They do have Elder.
Yep, and they're going to turn in on the fight. Jin is open, hitting behind the back line. Potts goes down to Neptune, just unable to get out. It should be another kill onto at the very least Vi. Scramble's going to die as well. And this is Baron going over to red team in another 3-for-0 fight.
That's just the Magic Elder. And also, it's insane to me that that Pantheon is able to survive as long as he is in these fights.
Also, at 32 minutes, basically, they get their second tower.
Yeah, no, definitely a very rough early game for Red side. And honestly, if that Wukong had hit the Nexus instead of diving Fountain, we wouldn't be in this position right now.
Yeah, no, this game would have been over 10 minutes ago. Like, that was actually at 20 minutes that was happening. But now, yeah, that just... I mean, this is the definition of just hit the Nexus and also never give up, never surrender. Hook lands on the Pantheon, but they don't want to take that. On the other side, the hook lands onto the Wukong. He is getting hit up a lot. Neptune getting pulled under the tower, but he's so tanky. A nice 3-man taunt, but it just doesn't matter. They don't have the damage. And okay, Vi's in the backline. Looked for the big flying onto the Jin, but wasn't able to.
Oh, big hook on a Kaisa, and there goes Kaisa.
He is dead. He managed to actually get out a good ultimate, but it doesn't matter. Getting chased down here. Trying to do what he can. Bigby not even gonna burn down the ignite. I tried. He does. Solo kill in the middle of all that for Neptune onto the Galio, and this is gonna be the game.
So, for here, when you're Kais, right, and you have a big lead, but they have a big front line. They have 4 melees. 3 of them are building full tank. Do you go Collector? I understand that it's good for your Q upgrade, but there's got to be something else there that also is good for your Q upgrade.
Here's the thing, yes, because Collector is still good against high health targets.
Because 5% of their health.
It's 5%, yeah. So,
I just feel like
you don't go for the renown.
You think like a Rage Blade, so like stack your passive more quickly?
Yes. I
Okay.
think that's the play.
Okay, because there's something I didn't like about her build. She has no tank busting outside of her, her base kit passive.
Like honestly, I do think instead of the Collector there, you go for the Phantom Dancer second.
Does that get you to your Q upgrade?
Yes.
Okay.
With the change to it.
Oh yeah, to give some AD.
Faster latch, to give AD, it does get you both upgrades, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Dude, they weren't kidding. This is a good game. So,
Seriously.
but okay, before we jump into game 2, what do you think these guys do different in draft or like in how they're strategizing? Besides hit the Nexus, we know that one. We beat it to death.
I mean, I think if you're the red team, or sorry, if you're the blue team, you don't really change that much. Like, I'm not sure what the order of picks were, but it clearly worked out early on.
Yeah, they had really favorable matchup in the mid lane. The Thresh, that guy's really good. I think we're seeing a Thresh ban. After this Nautilus, if you're Nautilus, you're saying, please ban this guy's Thresh.
Yeah, he was like completely destroying them in the lane. I mean, Kaisa was 7-1 out of lane and ended 12-8.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you just try and go for the repeat. I'm still not big on the Vi. Like, all she really did early on was kind of camp the Cho'Gath, and then Cho'Gath did Cho'Gath things and hard carried. And was still up 20 CS.
So these guys have a well-organized dive comp, right? Kaisa can dive, Thresh can dive, Wukong, Vi, Galio, all like very good diving champs. And it looks like they game planned to shut down this Jhin, but then Jhin was really weak outside of lane, and they had nobody to shut down the Cho'Gath, right? They game planned around shutting down a strong AD carry, and the strong top laner is the one that ended up carrying. So we don't have damage charts, but if I was willing to bet, this Cho'Gath is leading damage charts for his team.
I would agree, yeah.
I mean, Jhin never even got to IE. And with all the true damage he's putting out, I would think that he's leading damage for his team for sure. Alrighty. Any other final thoughts on game 1?
Hit the Nexus. I was tilted for them.
Yeah, me too, man. I feel really bad. Also, it is in fact doomed for my guy who hasn't finished placements. So, did you want to play Clash later today? Can do. Sounds good. All right, let me get game 2 here. Need to rename it first so that I'm not confused about it later. Okay, so we talked about it from blue team's perspective. What does red team change?
They have to show up at early game. As much as Udyr was getting the farm lead, I think
Something
he
higher
should-
pressure?
yes, something that can actually affect the lanes. Like, I think a Jarvan would be great. Still gives like kind of that team fight zone control, but also while being able to affect the lanes early.
Mhm.
Just because, yeah, he had basically two massive losing matchups and a third that was trying to be, and a third that was being camped because she didn't have to gank the other two lanes.
True.
I'm also just like, while he was kind of unkillable late, I was not convinced by the Pantheon.
Yeah, they may be put in a situation where they tried to counter the, I see Jack, but they maybe try to counter the Galio, and then they just got beaten by that flex, right?
Yeah, that was. That's probably what it was. It was probably a late pick Pantheon because Pantheon, in theory, I've never seen the matchup, but it would make sense to me that Pantheon dumpsters Galio in lane. I cannot see that being a good lane for Galio.
Yeah, I mean can probably Galio's all upfront damage, and he probably ease the whole thing, right?
Yep.
And on
then
top of that,
Galio's-
he's anti-MR.
Yeah, magic damage shielding.
Yeah. Okay. I'm also okay. I did open the replay, so I do see the next draft. They did make, I think, one important change to, well, blue side last time, red side this time, to their draft, and that's that they banned that Vi from carry junglers. He's on a tank this game, which I don't blame him after that last performance. I definitely think he fed back a lot of the kills early.
Yeah.
That there was that dragon play, right, where he solo dived in on 4, got blown up, or that Baron play where he got caught, got blown up, right? A lot of times where he just wasn't having an impact in those games. And when all your lanes are winning too, you really should be able to. The game gets quite easy.
Yeah. All right.
All right, let me go ahead and
Throw
turn
up my
on.
stream so I can see the draft.
Yeah, I just let it in.
Watch stream. All right. So this time Neptune's on Set, Arcane's on Skarner, Gerb's on Seraphine, and then the bot lane of Typical and Bigsby is MF and Rel. Not even looking at the other team yet. I literally haven't looked at the champions.
Mhm.
That's a great fucking draft, and I love it.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very powerful. You have a very powerful team fight. You have pick potential. Set's not a slouch in the side lane. Yeah, I mean they have diverse win con, and a very powerful combo.
Yeah,
Looking
that's a team fight wombo.
looking at red side, I don't like their draft. Wait, why? I have a Blitzcrank, dude.
Yeah, so it's.
I mean, this guy
Blitzcrank
played Thresh really well last game, right? So you're thinking, Blitzcrank, he's just he's like these guys can't dodge. I'm gonna hit these, right?
Yeah, I definitely understand it. Of if you ever hit MF or Seraphine, they're dead.
You know what? I think they picked Blitzcrank into Seraphine, and then they got surprised by the Rel. Like they thought it was Seraphine
Yeah.
support because MF
That would
Seraphine's
be
a good
my
bot
guess
lane,
as well.
right?
That would be my guess as well. Yeah, it could be blue team just flexing that Seraphine into mid lane because Blitzcrank's real good against Seraphine. Seraphine
Yeah.
is a pile of squish.
Yeah.
Um,
And once she has a slight speed boost, but it's it's not really it's not going to save you if you get pulled.
how
or
is the Set Mordekaiser matchup?
That's Set favored.
Interesting.
I think there is a point in the game, a point in the early laning phase, where Set doesn't have Set's gonna probably be favored in that matchup, pre leeching Lear, and then be slightly unfavored until he gets his Grievous. Right? Because I mean, Mordekaiser likes fighting in the wave because he stacks his shield faster, and then he has AOE dot around him, right? So he heals off all those minions. He likes fighting in your wave. So once he gets the spell vamp, that matchup does get hard for Set until Set gets Grievous. But that's Set favored. Malzahar's a good pick to scale into to scale into Seraphine. Seraphine's not going to put a whole lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
And the Malzahar also is just great tank shredding for their front line, for the front line of blue team. That being said,
That's the part of the comp I like the most is the Malzahar in the mid lane and the Volibear in the jungle.
mm-hmm.
So that's a great pairing too.
Yeah, they have a great mid jungle combo. I like Skarner Seraphine as a two man mid jungle combo. They don't have any damage. Okay, so there's the classic Blitzcrank invade. Looks like blue team's stacking actually. We're gonna see how this plays out.
Yep, and I do like the idea of stacking against the invade. Oh, they're gonna drop the ward. They're gonna see Misfortune. She's gonna get hooked, and ooh, a good flash over the wall.
No, but he flashed on the wall. He didn't realize that the whole team was stacked there.
Yep, and now it's gonna be, oh man, P-Play dying first blood.
Oh,
Shade gonna go down as well. Flash on the Skarner, but the Misfortune.
Look at that Caitlyn. She's cheeky. Oh wait, she's not cheeky. She's dead.
Oh, she gets caught by the Rel.
I think she could have walked out of that. Where is she going?
Yeah, why are you walking this way? That's
Maybe she thought she was dead, so she's trying to not give assist gold. Terrell's gonna get the solo.
Yeah, I would understand that.
That's really BM. Dude, I'm reporting them.
Man. Hey, what master review on Quinn again? I forgot.
For those of you who don't know, I used to have my mastery emote bound to Q, W, E, and R when I played any champion, but no, most known for the Quinn.
Yeah, and you would lie to people saying that your friend did it and you didn't know how to undo it. That was my favorite part.
Like it's like, have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy that like where he like rolls up the middle finger?
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that's how this thing worked. Like,
I didn't know how this machine worked. God.
that was
Like
basically
people
me.
with nothing else, that's line.
Dude, so you have a 3-0 bot lane here. This should be a much different story, right?
Yeah.
Bot lane's gonna,
maybe.
especially against like Caitlyn. Caitlyn too, like, you know, if she's being pressured, she's not gonna be able to do Caitlyn things.
Yeah, and like Caitlyn got a buff on this patch, but not a big enough one.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's a stat per level buff, which I think is gonna help smooth out her mid game a little bit. She gets about, you know, it's like she got 200 free gold in the mid game and about 350 free gold in the late game. In terms of just stats, just raw stats, which is solid. It's like, you know, getting half a kill or getting a plate for free is pretty nice. But I mean, he's already down 700 gold in the lane, so.
I mean, yeah, it's 1,000 gold lead in 3 minutes. What do you say? Like,
Yeah.
Arcane is already looking tough. We're trying to find
He's-
Yeah, actually going for the cheater recall. I like it.
That's not a cheater recall. Set has a freeze.
Oh yeah, it didn't hit tower.
It did not. I
No,
think
just
he
one
needed to
freeze.
have gotten. I think he recalled because he knew the Skarner was camping him anyway, so he couldn't break the freeze.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a pretty big lead for Neptune in the top lane. Like, he's gonna be able to just hold this for a while, and P-Clay without Flash is gonna have to play so safe.
Mm-hmm. So did these guys get vision on the Volibear, or are they just playing scared?
I think they're just playing scared. They know their jungler's topside, and they don't know where Volibear is. Plus, Skarner got the top scuttle, so...
Yeah, and it was uncontested, right? So that they assume. And Volibear was there. He did take the bot scuttle there.
Yeah, so that's actually pretty smart by them to play that safe and not throw away their usually Yep, and Volibear actually, he is going to show top. But just try and brace the
Yeah,
freeze.
Set was already disengaging there.
Yeah, honestly, I think he was probably coming anyway just to break the freeze.
That's true.
You know, screw up the Mordekaiser's CS.
Yeah. Set's gonna have a decent CS lead there when he collects that wave.
Yep. It's gonna be pretty nice. It's gonna be almost 2 waves. Assuming he gets it all.
Yeah, he's under a little bit of pressure here because if he gets pulled into that big wave, it might even be his flash. Q. Ugh. Sorry, I play Set, so. He under turret. Aw, you're late.
That's one of the few champions I have very little games on. I wanted to play him when he came out, but he was getting banned every game.
So you said you haven't played him?
I played him like 2 games total.
He's fun. He's fun. Like just the cadence to his autos with his passive. Just I don't know. I feel really good. He feels really good to just right click people with. Give him the old 1-2.
Play my big punch bird.
He has a level lead here. This should be a kill.
I was gonna say, speaking of punch bird.
Nope, not quite. Not quite.
Good timing on the shield. Yeah,
very good.
Flash was not back up yet, so.
You think?
Honestly, yeah, I think he might have assumed it was. Oh, flash away. That's what I was gonna say. He could have
Gotten a couple more. Yeah, flash for more autos.
Actually, I'm kind of surprised he made it out of that. I think Shade could have followed the flash.
Shade's flash just came up. I can see like you can see the.
Oh, you're right.
It just ticked up. Yeah.
Because he flashed at the level 1 as well. I did forget about that. So.
They both flashed over the wall only to die, and they saw the Volber top. And blue team here just takes a free dragon. That's a good rotation.
Definitely.
Oh, and the TP in. He TP'd back, and there's the flashback.
Oh man, immediately having to flash.
He must have been asleep at the wheel. He did not see that TP coming.
He just doesn't have flash this game. That hurts so much.
So for this big lead, the bot lane's had, they're down a few farm.
Yeah, I mean, it is Caitlyn with the Blitzcrank providing cover. It's pretty. She can still farm relatively safely, even against Misfortune.
Relatively safely. Wait a second. Did they see that? Did they see that volley player?
I was gonna say.
This is blue side's vision.
No, I don't think so.
He really played the margins there.
Wow.
Okay.
Wait, hang on.
Wait.
He hasn't gone in yet.
No, he wasn't. No.
He didn't. Wow. I would have thought for sure they would have seen him there.
Good. That's good. Good. Not like good game knowledge, like understanding the radius by the volley player.
No, but they're taking the reset anyway, so.
Yeah, it ends up not
That's
mattering.
pretty unlucky for red team, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the wave you reset on, but still, that could have been huge.
Yeah. Especially because we thought red team would get to push in that cannon with the longer death timers and get what do you call it? Get a couple plates there.
Yep.
You know what I really like about Misfortune? Is that she gets such easier recalls. W.
I mean, he did.
Yeah, I mean, after he got away, like, I mean, that's 300 tree damage, right? Like,
Yeah, that's.
let's see if he falls for this Malzahar gank here.
I don't think so. And actually, Scramble's gonna miss that entire wave in the mid lane. Not the best roam timing there.
She might turn into a skirmish. This Seraphine's walking up.
Yeah, and Skarner's in
This
the
guy's
area too.
PM,
So this
dude.
would probably be. Yeah, he's trying to bait him in.
Oh,
knowing
if
that he is
Garner
the
had
leader.
waited a little bit there, he would have not been seen by that ward that Seraphine was clearing.
Also, the lead's gone to 2K just because of farm in mid and top. Ooh, flash forward for Skarner. We're going to get him on the stun. Yeah, looks like Death Round just now coming in, so it's a 1v1 set. Looks like he is able to get under tower here.
Ooh, does
So
not
he
quite
won't
hit
be
that.
hitting nothing. And it's just going to be a disengage.
That's really good Seraphine disengage there, overall. Like, I mean, it's hard to walk at Seraphine's team when you have to dodge those roots and dodge that ultimate. Because that was probably a dead Neptune if it wasn't for that Seraphine.
Yes, but also the ult did just kind of straighten this. It didn't really look like it was dodged.
Well, I was saying the Mordekaiser couldn't just walk forward in that situation.
Oh, I see.
He had to hang back in case it hit. So now that they see Volibear, they're starting to play a little more aggressive. You think there's just all jungle respect? Like, keep the freeze, keep the freeze. So if you're Rel here, would you just engage on the Blitzcrank? I feel like he's much more vulnerable. And you have the damage to kill him here. So here's the return, right? Peaklay's ultimate's down.
Yep, and still has no flash. Arcane also didn't ult in that last fight. He didn't get a chance to. I think he actually had a window to before Mordekaiser ulted, but maybe didn't think he would need it.
No, the set ulted him away from the remember he ulted, so the set was the next on the chain CC list, but he ulted him away directly away from his corner.
But regardless, they do get the return. They get the easy pickup on that kill, and Peaklay is on the struggle bus.
Yeah.
I wager to bet he is the majority of this goal deficit.
Let me see. I mean, he's down 700, and the rest of it looks like it's on 400 on the jungler, who has 3 assists and a farm lead, and then the rest of it's 600 on AD carry and 400 on support. It's pretty well distributed, actually. But, I mean, yeah, the biggest chunk is on Mordekaiser.
I will say, I just noticed this now, because of that earlier roam up from Seraphine, she fell down significantly in CS. She actually had a CS lead in that lane, but is now down 20 after Scrambles kind of punishing the roam by picking up the wave and now picking up the wave's top. Nope. Neptune, yep, forced the flash instantly. Pulled into the death realm here. Gets on the tower. Actually pulls Peaklay on the tower.
That seems a little aggressive.
Back, but he's gonna die for that. Peaklay goes so low, but gets the kill. So I don't think it was a shutdown, but still gets that much needed gold back into his pockets. And
can I watch it again?
Definitely overplaying this.
Yeah. So I think this was a good gank from Volibear, but this set really should have played this better. So right where he's at in the gank, right? Right here. Does he have vision of Voli yet? I guess he doesn't yet. No, yeah, right here. He has vision of Voli. You just ult the Mordekaiser towards your turret, and you don't even have to flash here.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, like... And instead he flashes, and then yeah, goes for that. I mean, good composition. It was still, I mean, again, I like the gank from Volibear.
Yeah, just definitely agree.
Oh, shit. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I slowed on double speed.
Good flash away from Gerb. Nice respect. Pulled out of the pit. Ooh, this is Skarner dying. Yep. That's gonna be, unfortunately.
Oh, these guys are just stuck here now.
Yeah, they are in a bad way. They are going to die. The crash down comes in from Volibear. A shutdown goes over to the Caitlyn. Peaklay going to burn down the big bit there. Gerb even gets hooked in on the backside. Double kill over to the Caitlyn now, and
that's an even game now. Just like that.
That's a lead even for Red Team, and yikes. It's power Blitzcrank.
Really, yeah. I mean, he just secured 2 kills and a dragon for his team with hitting those good Qs.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys notice he's a professional hooker, dude.
Yeah. He was not punished in lane at all.
By the way, we didn't talk about it, but I know we mentioned, like I said, if I was Nautilus, I'd ask for a Thresh ban. It probably got banned, right? Because it's not picked. Or do you think the Blitzcrank would be better into the Seraphine MF matchup so it even fills up?
The Blitzcrank would be better when they thought it was Seraphine. If they thought it was Seraphine support, I think you pick Blitzcrank into that over Thresh.
Okay.
Because Blitzcrank, you're going for like the instant kill on the squishy, where Thresh is way more like lockdown utility for a longer period of time.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So, I mean, it is very possible it was banned as well. But, ooh, near miss on the hook. Now, I don't know if Bigsby's the one who won a hook. Well, doesn't have a mythic yet, but it's still pretty tanky.
What happened with this Herald here? Was it dropped on accident?
I don't know. Back it up. It was timing out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this Skarner just drops it on the chickens. Even at that point, though, wouldn't you walk it in as Skarner? There's no reason not to. Even call your Rel up. You know, try and get at least a couple plates out of it.
Yeah, that's
Instead of literally zero
definitely,
value. They use it, dude. That Herald is a glorified pink ward. They got to see their jungler, enemy jungler.
Yep, pretty much.
Fuck God.
Skarner again, ultra silence, but manages to get out of range before the follow-up CC from the Volibear can come. So, still, flash being down on Skarner feels bad.
Mm-hmm.
One less flash ult.
He only gets 5 of those a game, now he only gets 4.
Neptune going in and P-play. Oh, another fight on the bot side as well. Bigsby getting hooked out of the crash down. Ult pops the Magni Storm, but yeah, just gonna die here. Shut down again, going over, and it looks like it's Neptune in the death realm, but it's not gonna matter. Lord Arcane picking up that kill, so it's a 1-for-1 across the map, but another shutdown going to Caitlyn.
So it doesn't show it on the component, but this is what I'm talking about with the need for with the need for spell vamp here. Like look at Mordekaiser heals off of all this damage, right? When he's fighting the wave, and he heals off of all that damage there. I mean, he actually got CC'd so long that his passive timed out, but that's really hard. It's really hard for Set to win without Grievous wounds there.
Yeah. That makes sense. Ooh, and I think
I'm actually playing with fire here.
yeah, I think you just wait for your. Yep, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Wait for your minion wave, then ult the wave away.
Okay.
That was the exact play I would have done there. Actually, no, I would have done it sooner and forgotten Blitzcrank had a hook and gotten hooked by it. I cannot. Okay, now he's. Well, Rel's back, but. Yep, and the hook is in.
How'd the Gale Force? I actually kind of baited the Blitzcrank here.
Ooh, crash down from Rel, Ignite going down. Few poke hits. I don't know what that ability's called. Flash forward to get the E is just enough.
Oh, they're
damage,
getting teleported on though.
Teleported on. Malzahar's gonna hit. Doesn't even need to ult. Flash forward from Pots. Ult onto the Rel, and that's going to be a double kill again. Going over the Pots. After the start he had this game, he's 5-1 again.
Yeah, no, this Potts guy is something else, dude. He's a real good AD carry. I'm not gonna lie. Oh,
Whoa,
Set. You gotta see those, buddy.
I didn't even notice him teleporting in, and now Lord Arcane's in a rough spot. The ultimate is back up.
Survived it, yeah. Might have been a W shield that survived that, actually.
Most likely, because he was pretty low. But
Although he does have cloth and chem tank. Maybe he just survived it.
True, and Caitlyn doesn't have collector yet.
Or level 11.
Granted, I don't think Caitlyn actually goes collector. So.
Sometimes. It can be an alternative to Stormrazor.
Well, speaking of Stormrazor, I think that was just bought straight up.
Oh, really? Yeah, I did not know. Yeah, she didn't have...
she was sitting on Kraken Slayer and the boot components. That was a straight up Stormrazor buy.
I think even tops equalized as well. Like, let's look at gold tier.
Oh, Neptune. Actually, no, there's no follow-up for Blitzcrank here, so...
He's definitely not respecting the Blitzcrank there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, even top that had that massive lead. Top's actually gonna lose his lead right here. He's in. This Set's grouping for this dragon, right? But he's not respecting the fact that he needs to defend side lane. I mean, look, he's hitting this turret, and there's a Herald top.
Yeah, they're gonna lose a lot here. There's prioritizing dragon, and then there's losing the game for a dragon.
Yeah. No, 100%. And I think Red here just had good macro, right? They pushed the turret in, they collapsed top with their top laner, and they just got 3 turrets for that dragon. And a blue buff. Also on the side of blue team,
Herald didn't get charged.
on the side of blue team did not need to send 5 to collapse that. They could have sent at least one person down bottom to at least trade back that bottom outer. Really just got caught with their pants down there.
Oh, what was it? It was TSM that traded Elder for Nexus like 2 or 3 games at Worlds, and
I know they were getting even on that for Reddit for a while.
yeah, that was around the point where I stopped going on Reddit during Worlds. And then I went 06 and I unsubscribed. I didn't actually have a Jado on. Ooh, nice smite away from Elder King. At least gets that back.
Yeah. He's up a little CS, but down a level. I think that Volibear's just been soaking up a little bit more XP from everybody. Although his mid laner's also up 2 levels. His Malzahar's just kind of been, mindlessly doing Malzahar things to the wave. The great effect.
And yeah, that's what you do. And it has been working. He's 40 CS up over Seraphine. 0-0-5.
Although when you are Seraphine here, you don't mind, like, if, you always give the CS to your AD carry or your top, they don't share, right?
Oh, yeah. You're a second support, yeah.
That being said, though, for a 4K gold deficit, I'm still really scared to team fight against this blue team. Right, they have Seraphine, Misfortune, Rel.
That's true. I mean, yeah, red team, their whole game plan is making picks. I mean, Blitzcrank, Malzahar, hell, even Mordekaiser and Volibear all kind of want to just make picks. They don't really, like, they do okay in a big 5v5, but none of them truly excel at it like Misfortune, Seraphine.
Yeah, no, easily. And I also think they don't have the mobility to get out of the wombo.
Ooh, speaking of mobility, Bigsby charging in here, has a quick chem tag, knocks off a passive from
Oh
Scramble.
my gosh, he's airballing everything.
That hurt. Yeah, that definitely hurt. Scrambles, gonna try and turn for the ult, doesn't quite get it. Neptune picks up the kill there, but
That Malzahar with some happy feet
Destiny on Immortals yesterday.
just got 2 flashes and 2 ults. Like, that's best. If you're going to get caught, that's probably best case scenario. Look at this Blitzcrank lying in wait, but they do see him on the ward.
I think best case is probably trading an objective on the other side, but I say that Mordekaiser, Set will be there to catch the wave, so not entirely, but yeah, I mean, 2 flashes, 2 ults, you take that.
And this set still has not gotten his Grievous Wounds.
Ooh, the hook onto the Rel. You take a lot of damage, gets...
Did that Rel go up to tank it? Went to go block the hook for her AD carry, and then she had Gale Force anyway, so the Misfortune would have dodged it.
Yep. So that's pretty unlucky there.
A little lack of synergy.
And another tower gonna fall. It's now up to about a 4.5, almost a 5k gold lead, and they're definitely looking to set up around the Baron, but actually just gonna take the reset here instead. I think they could have gone for it though. I mean, blue team is not on the map at all, but honestly, I think they are more looking at the Dragon Timer.
Yeah.
A 20-minute Baron off of 1 pick is pretty risky.
Especially at pick up the support, right? You get in that pit versus the Seraphine ultimate, you're kind of fixing for a bad time.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I didn't realize it was only 20 minutes into the game.
QSS already for the Caitlyn. I think that's smart, right? She's a big portion of their lead, and they have a Skarner and a Seraphine, right? And that either one of those hits you, you're gonna die. You still need to carry.
Yep, I appreciate the respect, and honestly, this is kind of the timing to buy it of after your 2 items. It just also happens that she got to her 2 items really freaking quickly.
Oh, and there's the QSS.
Over and QSS. Arcane did not press pass, but still gonna get jumped on by the Rel. Where's the follow-up? The Misfortune over the top. Rel's gonna be the one to pick up the shutdown, flashing over the trying to get onto Shade. Arcane is so low, but Valver gets the big shield, and Matsuro is gonna pick up that kill. But on the other side, Scrambles is going to fall. He has bought so much time, but just not enough. Typical going to die inside of the Death Realm, so Piquet has a ton of extra stats. Neptune getting pulled by the Blitzcrank, trying to do what he can. Bigsby has
DC.
disconnected from the game.
Oh my God! Look at him. He's just running away full HP. Look at the Rel down there.
Oh, this is why you pause games. Oh no, they did. Okay, they did pause the game. He is actually just running away. You can see the R's in chat.
Yeah, I do see that there. But
still, I don't. At that point, I don't think.
I think he might have disconnected. He might have been disconnected for a few seconds there. Look at the. So he's playing right now. You can see Rel moving. Look at Rel just stop moving in this bush here. Right there. He's not moving. Like,
Yeah,
he'd be he'd be helping the set right here. Look, he's just not moving. Look, he's just not moving in there. You know what? That's a tragedy, but if you're red team, you take those.
Yeah, honestly.
You
That's
couldn't
like
couldn't have known, and they didn't pause right away, right?
That's like in ranked when the guy AFKs in the middle of the lane and you just get the free kill. It's
I
like,
do
it's
say
ridiculous.
I think that red team still takes that fight if Rel helps.
Yes, I think so. Honestly, they might get another kill out of it.
Yeah, I mean, because the Mordekaiser, again, they have no Grievous for the Mordekaiser. And he was, sitting there, he heals off the Rel.
Yeah, because I mean, Rel doesn't do damage. Sure, she shreds his tank stats, but he's not tanky. He's drain tank.
Yeah.
So.
Can't shred my tank stats if I don't have any. Tap simple.
Also, he went from at least 1-4, but maybe 0-4 to 4-4. He is pretty far ahead of Set at this point.
Yeah, I mean, a big thing, honestly, was that Dragon play. He had already kind of equalized, stabilized, off of, the gank from Volibear mid. You remember that? But then he also, Blue team went for the Dragon while Mordekaiser has a Herald, and he dropped it for 2 turrets. So I think even though he got a triple there, he was ahead and strong before that point, just because of, hidden killer, which is turret gold.
So at this point, looking at the game save, nope, we're looking at the big B state because he is gonna actually get out. So reasonably tanky on the Rel and really just burning Blitzcrank.
So the last 2 times he got hooked, the Rel would try to W away and get knocked up by the Blitzcrank and interrupt the knockup. This time, Bigsby waited to get knocked up and then W'd. And that's how he was able to get out there.
Yeah, that was smart, recognizing that he's not going to die to the initial burst. Also good on him to, with his, I'm not sure if there's tenacity on the chem tank there or just slight mistiming, immediately take a few steps away to not get hit by that Caitlyn trap. Because if he got hit by that, he probably was dead. Or at least blowing sums.
Yeah, I agree.
But they're looking for another pick, but they're on a ward. And now they're fine.
They did the thing where they put the pink ward to get auto-attacked. Look.
Yep.
Oh god, please
That
don't fall for this.
feels a little bad when you stack in a bush.
And then, yeah.
5 seconds left on the sweeper, and then when you sweep the yard, shit. Oh, he played.
If I'm red team, I go straight to Baron here.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what they're doing. He's buying so much time, he just holds up Neptune. Neptune knows he can't really fight him. Just trying to buy time. Starter pulling him into tower range, but I think might honestly be able to fight this 1v2. He is so strong.
He definitely does. Oh my god.
His health isn't moving, he kills. Oh, but flash forward from Bigsby, gets the pull in, gets the combo, but
Misfortune got her ult immediately interrupted there.
Yeah, Bigsby gonna die. Seraphine was so late to the play, gets the double charm, but it doesn't mean anything. Skarner's on the wrong side of the map, and this is a free Baron and maybe a dead Scorpion. Able to kite her on the tower pretty well. It does eventually fall.
Oh, Mordekaiser probably triumphed there. And then, yeah, the healing off the wave. I mean, look how much he's healing there.
Yeah, that's insane to not have Grievous runes on the enemy team yet. And yeah, that's Baron to red team and nearly tanking. Man, this series is named the Game of Thrones. Like seriously.
Game of Thrones. I mean, yeah, falling, dude. How do you lose after that kind of lead, right? Like,
they didn't press
they didn't pressure. Yeah, they didn't press it at all.
Yeah, they just kept it as like an even matchup. I don't think Rel engaged a single time during laning phase.
And I get respecting jungle pressure, but there was times when we saw Volibear and they still didn't, they still weren't able to pull the trigger.
I think it was being overly respectful of the Blitzcrank, honestly. Like a lot of times, you're not used to playing against that pick or used to just getting hooked and dying on a squishy support in solo queue.
Which is why I think if you're Rel, you engage just engage on the Blitzcrank.
Yeah.
Because he has to position in a way where he's engageable, otherwise he's not he's not providing hook pressure.
And especially after that first back, Misfortune had so much more damage.
Yeah,
than
she was a
Caitlyn
whole
could
pickaxe up.
put him.
Just because of back time isn't like just item time. She was a whole pickaxe up, which is better than the 2 long swords. And Caitlyn is if Caitlyn sits there and hits the Rel, and Misfortune's hit the Blitzcrank, even if she wasn't up, that's still favored for Misfortune. Like Misfortune's DPS app is still higher. With the PTA, although Caitlyn does have lethal tempo, and then with the massive attack speed steroid. Dude, that Volibear trolled that Blitzcrank, but they didn't pull the trigger.
And now it's third Ocean Drake.
Look at top.
Yeah, Mordekaiser, they had to pull Seraphine up because she might be able to clear the waves, but Picle just...
Without Baron,
doesn't
maybe.
care.
With Baron, not a chance.
Yep, and actually gonna pull in.
Ooh.
Doesn't look like it might be able to fight is in a 4v4 now. Rel gets pulled back.
Rel whiffs.
Beat it. They're trying to take out the ball there, but the ult comes out out of Skarner. Skarner gonna flash away to safety. Ooh, it's a close.
That was a good Misfortune ult there to try to split the fight.
Meanwhile, this is happening.
I know.
Play just ulting, killing, and they're trying to get onto the Caitlyn, but just
Oh my god, wait, did you see that QSS?
I did not.
Look at the QSS on Caitlyn here. This is really not well played. Here's the stun. Wait, no, wait. What is she? No, never mind. She didn't QSS shit. I lied. I thought she QSS the Skarner stun. I saw it go off right as Skarner approached, but Skarner just didn't have stun up.
Yeah, probably just trying to like QSS the slow she thought was going to come in. But this could be game.
Looks like Seraphine got away.
Yeah, Seraphine got away in his full health, but the rest of the team is coming. They're at least going to take A Nexus Tower and middle inhibitor. It's still 20 seconds on 3 dead members.
I'm never counting blue team out, dude.
Yeah, no, not after last game. Baron has worn off at this point. Yeah, they're going to settle for just getting the mid inhib here instead. So it's 2 inhibitors, 3 dragons, 12k gold. This is
3.
Might even get the 3rd inhib.
So what doesn't make sense to me is I think Mordekaiser's just doing a good job being in the side lane. That's where he should be, right? They don't want a 5v5. But why is the Seraphine matching and not the set? And why does my set still have no grievous wounds? It's 30 minutes in the game.
Yeah, that's is there a dumb itemization question that I should know the answer to? Is there a magic equivalent for Bramble Vest?
No, but you can just get an Executioner's Calling and sit on it. You know, like Set doesn't mind having plus 15 AD.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if that was a thing that existed.
Yeah. Now if I was Set here, I get Executioner's Calling, sit on it, and then very late game I'll sell it for Thornmail. Obviously, Thornmail doesn't help against Mordekaiser, which is why you don't want to build it. But late game, you rather have the Thornmail than the Bruiser Grievous.
Yeah, then the Chem Punk Chainsword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean they buffed that item. And now instead of a bad joke, it's at least a funny joke.
Listen, it's good on Ezreal.
Yeah, I guess so. It gives CDR, right? And Mortal Reminder doesn't.
Oh man, hitting full build Ezreal is great. You have 57% CDR.
It's pretty solid.
Ooh, flash ult onto Neptune. Gonna get stunned up. He flashes away. Has a lot of tenacity. And pops his Strike Breaker late. Doesn't hit anything. But still able to get out, burning his flash there. Which is a trade for the Malzahar flash and ultimate. Though that's already coming back up pretty quick.
Honestly, I think that they didn't really layer their CC very well there. I didn't know if the Caitlyn trap came down or if it did, it came out at the same time as the Volibear stun.
Yeah, I don't know if it did. I don't think Caitlyn got in range in time just because of how much tenacity.
The tenacity doesn't affect the suppress Malzahar ult.
Didn't think of that true, but also I just because of the flash forward, I don't think she had enough time to get
In range, yeah.
Even if it's up to the arm time on those traps, they still take a hot minute.
I want to say that the Volibear here I think is having a much better game. He's forcing a lot less and more being a follow up. He's just his blitzcrank's really good. This Peakley guy is pretty good. Um,
Well,
and there's
flashing on the rail gets a 3-man pull, but not really a ton of follow-ups. Skarner locks in when it's close. Ult goes down onto the Seraphine just to keep the team fight power out. Ult before it goes in. That's a weird-looking ultimate from the Malzahar, but it's going to work out. And it had just the misfortune alive. No ultimate.
no, they're gonna 5-man dive the fountain, and then they're gonna blue team's gonna win. He's clean 2-0.
This time they remembered to hit the Nexus.
Oh man, so that game was a lot more one-sided. It looks like they got a big lead in game 1 as well, and it looks like our guys on red team were able to just play more controlled once they had the lead. Right, the Volibear wasn't. Well, last game he was Vi. The jungler, sorry, I'll give him. Shade wasn't forcing. Shade wasn't forcing. The Mordekaiser wasn't, trolling, and even also like with the lead, this guy looked much more comfortable on Kai'Sa or on Caitlyn than he does on Kai'Sa. Right? Potts is like just he can sit there and right click without feeling the need to dive in, without the need to like make the flashy outplay, which sometimes, like especially in lower elos, gets you caught. Right? Hello?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
Responding to a Discord message.
No, you're good.
No, yeah, it's like Potts and Matsuro honestly played that lane out pretty perfectly of just using the threat of the Blitzcrank hooks to rebuild, like to keep the lane at an even state without actually going for any hooks. I think that's kind of the key, because I think that if they had gone for any hooks, then
Yeah,
it wouldn't have gone well for them.
as soon as it's on cooldown, especially if you miss, right? As soon as it's on cooldown, that's Caitlyn not farming at all 20 seconds. Right?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was that got them their advantage back. Oh, right. It was the collapse at the Dragon where, yeah, Typical and Bigsby just got kind of trapped from their team inting on either side, and the great hook over the wall.
Yeah. I mean, max range on the Dragon. I mean, that's also why you pulled Dragon out, right? I think he just put himself in kind of a predictable spot, also in range, without being able to see the Blitzcrank. If he'd pulled Dragon out, right, then the hook doesn't come over the wall. The hook comes from downriver, and you can see it, and you can have the Dragon block for you. But I mean, blue side didn't think of that, so I mean, here we are. I also really tilted that nobody bought Grievous Wounds against not only the Mordekaiser, but also the Caitlyn. Like, right? She's probably running Bloodline, probably running Ravenous Hunter. Even if she's not, she's going to be auto-attacking you. There's no downside to having a Bramble Vest, right? Like, makes me sad. Especially after this Neptune guy had a really good game 1. Right?
He was a monster. Like, even
literally
camp, he was still up 20 CS and basically solo won them that game.
Yeah. But I mean, what you gonna do? Try to be consistent on the game 3.
And for game 3, in terms of draft, I'm not really sure how blue team adapts there. We've kind of been on the back foot both games, but just the first game got the better scaling, thanks to.
I mean, just having infinitely scaling top laner, and then also I think much better scaling jungler, right? Vi, like if she does not kind of get ahead early with with her strong ultimates in lane, she's kind of useless compared to Udyr.
So honestly, I think the game plan going into game 3 should be get a winning matchup in the top lane and camp the hell out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, based on this series, it looks like trying to play around bot lane seems a little risky. Like their support, the Blitzcrank Thresh guy, is
so good.
Yeah, he hits his shit. He's solid, and I think trying to play around your bot lane, you're trying to like shut those guys down. I mean, we've seen it happen, and it's backfiring, right?
Yeah, like he turned that game around for them with those 2 hooks at the Dragon Pit.
Yeah, and also even in game one, remember the Udyr was there for the gank, and Nautilus goes in, and it just ends up backfiring, right? They red team last game, they know how to play around bot lane, right? They're always ready to respond if you aggress onto their bot lane, if you aggress onto their Caitlyn, onto pots. All right, let's go to game 3. All right. So right away, looking at this draft in the loading screen. So interestingly, we also have, yeah, we have blue team, or sorry, we have
I'm just trying not to go by the timeline here. I'm like holding my up to block it.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
I actually wasn't looking at it. I was looking straight at the draft.
I wasn't either, but it's like I didn't want to accidentally glance and be like, oh, what?
Once you said it, I saw that there was a lot of action. This is gonna be a spicy one.
Oh yeah.
You saw? I didn't even see who like when I just saw. There's a lot of lines.
A bunch of dense lines. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like red team here. I'm gonna call them Neptune's team and Peaklay's team because they're the top laners. I have a top lane bias. Peaklay's team has pretty much the same draft.
Yeah.
They looks like that worked last game. You know, this guy doesn't know how to play against Mordekaiser, doesn't know what a Grievous Winds item is, and this guy probably felt really good on the Caitlyn, right? Especially starting 0-1 and then like he's just like, yeah, just pick it for me again. Same thing with Blitzcrank. He's like, these guys can't dodge. Whereas blue side has mixed it up. So they went back to the Jhin pick. This time opting for the Pantheon support. You know, Pantheon support makes me think that they actually picked Pantheon as a flex pick.
Yeah, that would be my assumption as well.
Which also means in game 1, like we were theorizing that was a late pick, but it might have been an early pick and it just got put into mid into the Galio.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. I don't think Pantheon support's like all that great, but into Blitzcrank I can see it. I can see him having trouble. Like you're just giving that guy free access to your AD carry. But I mean, once again, it's going to come down to skill, and this, Matsuro is pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. As we get into the game here, what I will say, I don't like the Corki. I don't think Corki's that great right now, and I don't think he's that great in the Victor. Like, you can poke Victor out early, sure, but as soon as you both get one item, Victor's kind of just a better champion than you, in my opinion.
I would be with you. Well, I don't know get this call, but I would be with you. But Corki actually has a new build that I think is very powerful for him. With the buffs to Essence Reaver and Shield Bow, he goes Manamune, Shield Bow into Essence Reaver, and the raw AD you get from the Manamune and the Shield Bow, like both of those getting bonus AD, makes that Essence Reaver Sheen proc hit really well, and because you're also getting those getting those 2 crit items, it makes you scale into your Infinity Edge because you can't buy Infinity without 60% crit as a 4th item really well. Whereas before, with the Trinity Force or the Sunderer builds, if you're Corki and you're getting Sunderer and you're getting Manamune, right, then you're never getting an IE, dude. But people have been going for the Shield Bow. I think you could probably make it work with like Kraken or Gale Force, but I think Shield Bow is probably the most, especially into their team. That's a good build. You should check it out.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, new tech. Also, speaking of new builds, and you play to carry, have you seen Lethality Cipher yet?
No, I'm interested.
Yeah, just Manamune, Duskblade into Serelda's with Lucidity Boots. I mean, just honestly, I think part of it's the Lucidity Boots buff. Okay, see, these guys don't learn with this invade.
30 seconds until minions.
Also, just small tangent. You know what is frustrating to no end? When I'm playing Ezreal, and I'm doing really well, and I die once, and people start flaming my build, and I'm like, this is the Ezreal build.
Oh
It's
yeah.
been the Ezreal build
You-
for a month.
Those monkeys,
They're, like,
those
just
monkeys don't
pinging
adapt.
my
Dude.
items, and I'm like, I died once.
And they're like, what the
on
fuck?
the
This
meta
Ezreal's
build.
trolling, going Duskblade. Yeah. They
Mhm.
just don't. They don't understand. It's okay. Apes, dude. Absolute apes. So we do see Neptune back on this Cho'Gath also. He's probably just, he's like, okay, maybe I can't play set. He had a change of heart. And we see P-Clay on the Mordekaiser.
What do you think about the Warwick?
I don't think it's that bad, but I feel like he'd only be picking it right if it was some sort of pocket pick. Nobody has Warwick in their pool unless they're like a Warwick player.
Yeah, I think it's good just because of the, like, basically because the other team is Victor. Because Jin was gonna have Gale Force for the extra dash,
Mhm.
but like because there's that immobile carry on the other side,
Mhm.
that actually will probably be the target of the ult every time.
Yeah.
Who also probably doesn't want to build a QSS.
Yeah.
So
One thing also to know about Warwick into a comp like that, the comp that Neptune's team has, is that he has one of the champions with built-in tenacity, right? It's gonna be really hard, especially he'll build tank, and if he gets a lead early, which he should be able to do against the Mumu, he has built-in tenacity on his E. That's also damage reduction, and a fear. I mean, that ability is pretty good, and he drain tanks really hard. He's gonna be really hard to kill on the side of blue teams unless they commit the Cho'Gath feast to it. So that's the one caveat. We'll see though, because that also, like, Warwick falls even a little bit behind, then he's really easy to kill. If his tank steroid is depending on him hitting things. So if he dies during CC, he doesn't get to heal. By the way, Neptune's team sees P-Clay's team here.
yep.
And the same is not true the other way around. Actually, there are pings going down.
Yeah,
down.
no, I think they're guessing that they stacked in that bush.
Huh.
So one team has information, and one team is assuming information correctly.
Okay. Look, they're waiting for the Mordekaiser to leave before they commit. Now they go. Now it's a 4v5.
Ooh, the flash stun onto the Corki gets hooked back in. Another flash hit. Pot's going very low. Is going to burn down. The first one actually goes over to Blitzcrank, though. Now Neptune is in trouble. Forced to flash away. The flash follow. Ooh, gonna get a good hit on that blast cone. Typical. Just had to burn the heal.
Oh,
Let's get out.
So that ends all that for a 1-for-1.
Maybe not. Bigsby's still in a spot.
Oh, yeah,
with
hit the
follow
hook, right?
here.
You hit it.
Hook is probably back up.
2 seconds.
Bigsby. I think at this point they're just trying to delay P-Clay as long as possible.
No, the
actually,
Warwick.
Gert's
They notice. They see how they have vision. They know that the Warwick is just doing the
Typical
camp.
still had his flash, so.
But they look.
Ooh.
Look at the Warwick. Just left them to die. Shade, what are you doing? He just finished the red buff and he's like, all right, see ya guys. Like.
Yeah, that was mildly reportable. In other news, Gerb is the only person in the game with flash.
Oh, the Hex Slash. I think that's a little risky because, right, you get pulled on the way out of that and you overcommit on the trade. But ends up not being punished.
Yeah.
Possibly off screen, the hook was on cooldown. How do you feel about the bot lane, by the way? I know I spoke on it, but how do you feel about this bot lane matchup?
I think Jin's great into Caitlyn.
Okay.
In the words of someone we used to play with, why do people keep picking Caitlyn into my Jin? And I think that still rings true.
Okay.
Blitzcrank is good into Jin because a mobile carry can get hooked, but also gotta hate Pantheon support with a burning passion. Caitlyn does have the range advantage and the net to get away, but still, I think it's, all things considered, it's relatively even, but the later it goes, the more it favors red side.
Okay.
Especially post 6.
Post 6. Yeah. On the flip side, though, I think if on this Pantheon, right, try to win early when you can, and then Jin has not bad wave clear, right? You set up some traps, you have your Q, and then you just start roaming if you're Pantheon, right?
Yeah. Also, slightly misspoke. The later it goes, the more it favors blue team, but post 6, it's gonna favor red until the end of lane phase. Like until it gets into like Caitlyn's mid game power trough. But like at 6 and immediately post 6, just because of the nature of Pantheon, it's red team favored.
Okay. Just because he gets so bursty.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes
And
sense.
I think Jin just has like that better linear curve into the game, whereas Caitlyn, they're like, you know, we talked about the nerfs, they tried to, the buffs, I should say, to like try and smooth out that scaling. It's still not nearly as good as Jin's is. Jin is gonna be so much better on 1 to 2 items than Caitlyn is.
Yeah, no, I mean, just Dirks. I mean, Dirks are such a nice component, right? So they're both gonna go, you know, an 80 carry mythic, but then one of them is gonna get a Dirk. One of them is gonna get
Ooh, good hook onto the Jin. He doesn't have flash. He's gonna die here. Running down to ignite. Actually, good engage on Pantheon.
Pantheon. I think should have gone on the Blitzcrank there. He would have got the Blitzcrank.
Yeah,
Oh, I guess he still did.
Okay, yeah, does get the trade, but ooh, might go down. He does. Pots with a nice snipe with the Q there,
Dude, this-
getting the 2-for-1, and it's tragedy.
Potts is insane. He angled the Q so that it didn't go through the minions.
Yep. Oh, and it's a 3-for-1. Corky coming up to try and get onto Neptune. Like I said, no one in this game has flashes. So, yeah, Arcane just trying to soak this wave, but Caitlyn even pressuring the Amumu off of it. So this is so much gold, but more importantly, experience lost off the bot lane here. But Pot stayed a little too long, can't quite sidestep it, burns the heal, but still probably going to go down. Jin healing in response.
One more Q. Oh, there's a TP.
Oh, TP behind. There
Q goes wide.
Onto the Blitzcrank. You have no mana. That's going to be a dead mummy. But the TP in the backside, yeah, that's a Corky TP.
Oh, that was a Corky TP. Yeah, a little bit risky there. All in all, that ends up being kind of 1-for-1, but it does delay the Caitlyn's back, and that they're going to be able to equalize the farm's already in Jin's favor, but they're going to be able to equalize that plate problem most likely as well here.
And it sets Corky pretty far behind in the mid lane because he's going to.
Oh yeah.
Actually, Victor's pushing slow enough that he should still be able to get most of this wave, but with the roam he did top as well, he's going to be pretty behind.
Look, bot lane so scared of the Blitzcrank that they don't even go for the plate in a 1v2. Look at that big wave that they could have. I think they could have got a plate there.
Probably, but they also probably want to get that reset timing to spend the gold on the kill, get Jin up on components. So I can understand the reasoning there.
Okay.
Yeah, getting the Noon Quiver is probably
It's a big deal.
little bit better than just getting the one trade.
I mean, Noon Quiver on Jin though doesn't actually give him that, you know, that attack speed that smooths out your laning phase. It just gives him a little bit more AD. So I don't think it's as big of a deal.
Ooh, flash from Bixby went all the way up to the mid lane. Flash out from scrambles to dodge the shorted Q is going to get him to safety. So there's a flash for Flash, but Pantheon Flash a lot less valuable. My stream has frozen, but okay, we're back. Nope, I'm freezing up again. Ooh, nearly got
Almost a steal, but that looks. This actually looks like it could be a good fight. Is it frozen for you still?
It is totally frozen at this point.
No, I paused it.
Oh, okay.
Here, I'm gonna unpause
Then
it.
I have no way. Then I have no way to know if it's
Is it moving?
It's moving. Yep, we're good.
Okay. I was gonna say this is looking like a good fight for blue team because the Corky was late on the rotation, but clean disengage from Peaklay's team.
Yep, just able to get straight out there. So overall, it's a slight advantage to red, but honestly, going into like the 8-minute mark, this is the most even game we've had.
Yeah, definitely, right. It's also Peaklay's team has been used to kind of heading into this mid game with an advantage, so let's see how they look not having an advantage early. Ooh,
the
hook misses.
Goes wide there. Potts taking a lot of damage. The double flash forward. Potts. Oh my god. Hang on. Bigsby dies. Hang on. I have to know how much HP does Potts have. click on the Caitlyn so it shows up on the screen.
Yeah.
I have to know how much HP Survivor is. 500, 4, 2.
8? 8 HP, dude. That's real tragic.
Gets out with 8 HP. That is.
Also,
Yeah,
look
that's-
look here. Look at the ignite. Look at the ignite from Bigsby. Now that we're in slowpoke, we're gonna commit to this.
Yep.
How do you go in on? It's on cool. Oh, it's on cooldown. So no, it's not on cooldown. How are you gonna go in on the Caitlyn here and not drop your ignite?
Yeah. Oh, Blitz stands on top of him. It's a misclick.
Oh, it's a misclick.
It's a misclick. Blitz
Ooh.
stood directly on top of him. I think he should have ignited earlier, but still.
But yeah, okay. So he made the right decision. He just old man hands.
Also-
I can relate to that.
By the way, and this is something that
What's up?
also you're still slightly slow. This is something that I'm definitely guilty of. Caitlyn should have taken cleanse in this matchup.
Mm.
Like, I'm definitely guilty of forgetting that summoner exists because I'm so like focused on just having heal.
Yeah.
But against Jin Pantheon Amumu, probably should have gone cleanse. Yeah.
She seems to be pretty good about buying the. She seems to be pretty good about buying the QSS or buying the QSS. Maybe she just thinks she's gonna I'm just gonna buy QSS like second and half item, and then she's just kind of relying on that. Do you still think you'd go cleanse in that situation?
I still think so, yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of times with the cleanse, it's about more the early game, and then late game you still get the QSS.
And just have two forms.
If it's
Yeah.
that bad.
Yeah.
Exactly, because like, yeah, cleanse
Yeah.
is so much about just like not dying lane, in my opinion.
Okay, that's fair.
Or not dying to ganks. So if it's a jungler that has like that big point and click CC or something.
I'm gonna go ahead and reset stream here, by the way.
Oh.
Just no, not the OBS stream, the Discord stream.
Okay.
All right. So it looks like this is gonna be a return kill on the Blitzcrank though. Oh, not like this. 9 HP.
You're streaming to client.
Stupid game. I'll rewind it for you. This is absolute tragedy.
Oh my god.
9 HP this time, dude.
Was this W missed? Oh my god, the W
And he's
missed.
not 6.
That's so tragic. I'd be tilted. I'd be so tilted.
And then all that ends up just being a 1-for-0 in favor of Potts and Matsuro.
Oh, you could see the frustration W just walking forward like, come on,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
They had combined 17 health.
I know it's only a 300 gold swing, if that. Like, might probably even less because Jin's gonna get this wave in. But mentally, dude, that's like an 800 gold swing.
Combined, Victor's auto would have killed them both.
Yeah.
That's how low they survived that. Kidding.
This is relatively minor, but I really like that ward from Scrambles. Puts a ward in the middle of the lane there.
Ooh, Jin could get a little caught out here. Oh,
Oh.
tries to juke it, but gets predicted. Doing a good amount of damage back, but
Not enough, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I think Pantheon maybe should have tried to Hex Flash over the wall to help there. But just going
You
to
didn't
be
quite think of
another
it, yeah.
1-0.
And by the way, this matchup, so the Mordekaiser managed to do fine after a while into a matchup that he lost, right? Set beats him. Mordekaiser beats Cho, and he's with no outside influence. He's up 15 CS and almost killed him like twice.
Yeah. I kind of assume that doesn't seem like a fun lane for Cho'Gath.
Yeah, I mean, Mordekaiser does percent max HP, and what is this?
XP?
Oh, there's a gank coming.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's a double TP.
Oh, hi.
What's up, guys?
Okay.
We didn't even see that. Yeah,
But
that's
also don't give this guy Jin. How did he miss? Shit. Okay, gets that one at least. Gets that.
so he missed the shots on the Caitlyn.
Yeah, like those were.
They were zoning
I
shots.
knew-
They were zoning shots. He wanted his Victor to get some of the love too, dude. He wanted Mr. Gerb to have some grub.
Yeah, I guess they're like, okay, she can't dodge off. Luke gets locked down, and Show is there for the snap. And meanwhile, he's like,
This
"Oh,
Warwick
I
has
can
an
get this ball."
Shane has a real problem with being on an objective. His team needs help, and he just tries to finish the objective. Except this time he doesn't even get it. So it happened with that red buff level 1, and then it happens right here. He just watches his Corky die instead of rotating.
I mean, I think also at that point, instead of rotating, as soon as he sees Corky dies, he needs to leave.
Leave, yeah. He could have.
had no.
Could he have ulted over
you
that
saw him
wall?
teasing towards the back of the dragon or the Baron pit, and he was like, "Oh wait, I don't have flash. Ah shit, dude."
Did he try to R over the wall, maybe? Because his R's look barely off
Oh,
cooldown.
his R is on cooldown.
Yeah, I think-
he did.
Maybe
no,
it's just.
no, because there was no animation there. He must have just tried to R in the fight out of desperation, but.
Wait, then yeah, then okay, then he double messed up, yeah. Shade,
Yeah.
boy, what are you doing?
Alright, so another plate goes down in the bot lane.
Yeah.
So,
So there's
both
this.
still relatively even.
Let's check it out actually. Up 400 actually in favor of the Jhin. I think because the Jhin got the shutdown on the Blitzcrank. The Blitzcrank was a shutdown.
Yeah.
This Blitzcrank's rich, dude. He has more gold than their fucking mid and jungle. Same gold as top.
But Pantheon still has more.
True. And Pantheon's gonna do much better with it.
Yeah, I mean, Blitzcrank, it's really. You need one item. You just kind of want that, what? You go Chem times, right? Just for the.
I think you go lock it here, right? You need to, because I mean, you have to keep these. You have Corky and your Caitlyn alive.
That's fair.
I mean, really, what all Blitzcrank really needs to do Blitzcrank things is Mobies.
Yeah. Alright, so second dragon is up. Kane is in the area. Ooh, might be getting rid of Ka. Warwick does have the ulti, gonna get hooked in by the Blitzcrank. Ulti
Doesn't
down.
even need the ulti. Yeah.
Yeah, just another good hook by Matsuro. This guy is like
Yeah.
taking
Matsuro's.
his team the games. Like he is. If they win this, he's the MVP for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Like as well as Potts have and Peakley have been playing, like Peakley's not gonna get it because he lost them game one. Like
yeah. Okay, go for the steal. What? Cho'Gath jumps in a little late here. This is actually a good funneling position for.
yep, ooh, has to ult out, but still ignited might throw it
Yep,
down.
Pantheon got work on the ignite.
Oh, but Peakley gets a good ultimate, immediately kills off Europe, has those bonus stats. He's doing so much damage. Good block though by the Pantheon means he is rooted. Still the double kill comes through, but it is going to be trade. Typical going to pick that one up. 2 for 2 overall, but extended it's a 3 for 2 because of Arcane dying way back at the start of this all.
True. Yeah, that fight only became a 2 for 2 because they didn't have a Mumu there.
Yeah, and it was the second dragon going over.
And let's look at who got that gold, right? I mean, was that a double kill for Peakley again? Right? Yeah, Kate.
So it was a double kill for Peakley, and Typical got one. Did Big Speak get the other, or did
Cho'Gath, Neptune got the other.
Oh, Neptune got the other. Yep. So they're gonna drop it. Kind of tragically, it hits 4 seconds after plates fall.
Yeah,
So that feels bad.
definitely feels bad. I mean, I wonder if Arcane just could have been there 4 seconds faster. But still, I mean, that's still first turret for Jhin, who's already 4
yeah.
kills up, right? What's up?
Mhm. Peakley? Oh, he didn't actually check it, but Neptune thought he was, so he was forced to stop the recall. Good grab on the red buff as well. Or actually getting you over the Bigsby. Ulting into the top lane. Peakley doesn't have flash here, is probably gonna die. It's knocked up, getting knocked down, and they actually choose to give it over to Gurb. I like that choice. Get the Victor a little bit farther ahead here.
Victor's not doing bad, but he's had kind of like a snoozer mid lane. He's definitely not getting as much gold. I mean, he got that kill is really nice for him, but he's not getting as much gold as, like, say the Jhin or even probably the Caitlyn. He's probably behind the Caitlyn in gold. Even now. That kill evened it up.
I was gonna say, you kind of pick Victor for a snoozer, but also when you pick Victor for a snoozer, you
Expect a snoozer, yeah.
also should probably be farming a little bit better, but I digress.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I mean, Victor's Wave is pretty easy.
Yep. I mean, I don't actually know what this is. But also, I mean, Victor's Wave Clear is easy.
It's gold. It's
but
gold.
Okay. But it's actually not super easy early, like before you get a little bit of AP and mana, because you can real quickly run yourself before you have your mythic.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but don't Victors usually get tier? Actually, not that.
I don't know. Actually, probably.
Oh, he missed 100%. Oh, he still got it.
Yep, hit it with the ultimate, and the flash not gonna matter. Typical picking that one up. Natsuro gets the hook out to Bixby, but it shouldn't matter. Ooh, the actual deterrent shot does follow, and they are gonna pick that one up.
And
Typical
that is why Blitzcrank took all his kills, so he could survive in that spot right there.
Typical choosing to hold the ult, now just firing off. I think he should have used that way sooner in that fight.
Do you think he could have used it right when he started having to reload? Just point blank arm, like.
I think as soon as Caitlyn died, he could have used it.
Okay.
Just secure the second kill.
Yeah, and all for all, that was a 1-for-1. And oh, here's the double TP again.
Yep.
They really love this double TP.
P-Clay is going to be just locked in there with him. Still gets hit by the Q even while Mordekaiser is locked on the stun there, but Mordekaiser now in the middle of the entire enemy team. The suppression coming down onto Gerb. This is what I'm talking about in the Aero game. Gets pulled away by Matsuro. Matsuro picking up that kill. Shade, though, in a bad spot. Another double kill going over to Typical 7-2 on this Jhin. And it's a 2-for-1 overall. Blue team coming away happy there.
If I'm this Mordekaiser, I'm flaming my team. They waited until he died, until committing to that fight. I feel like they could have, that Warwick could have jumped in much sooner, and then so that as soon as Mordekaiser exits R, he's not being immediately focused down. Maybe it was just not communication. They weren't communicating inside the Death Realm, and they didn't know what to expect. But Mordekaiser was totally healthy in there.
Also, from the look of it, tier is not incredibly. It's like not like mandatory on Victor. It looks like.
Okay,
Looks
like
it's
20%
only
like of games.
Exactly that, about 20% of the time.
Okay.
And even then, it's only upgraded to like not even. Okay, P-Clay's dead. I look away
Yeah,
for
that
a
is
second.
quite a pick. That should be Dragon, right?
Yeah.
If you're
definitely.
P-Clay's team, you say, okay, made a mistake. This Dragon, like, I love Victor. Look at that zone control, dude. They can't get in. Oh, but they can get a
They
Jhin.
get the hook on the Jhin. He flashes back over the wall.
But that's nice. That feels pretty good.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't miss.
I also like Bixby's positioning at the follow-up there. Just in case Arcane's bandage toss hit, he wanted to be there for the follow-up, but good of him to not go in on his own.
True.
So that was actually a small thing, but
That's a good catch. That's a good catch. I didn't notice. He was waiting there.
Good Gale Force.
So if you're blitzking at this point, do you stop aiming for Jin's Gale Force, or do you just like, oh, it's worth it to burn it? The cooldown's not really that long.
It's worth it to burn it. A 90-second cooldown is worth it.
Okay.
In my opinion. Granted, you're not going to be able to get like that many like opportunities to even look for the Jhin. So when you do, him Gale Forcing away. But here's the thing: then the Gale Force is on cooldown for
the
anything
fight.
else that tries
Yeah.
to hit him.
Yeah.
So I think it's still worth it.
So I like that. Ooh, long range hit, chain CC.
Alright. Yep, Jhin comes out and immediately dead. And hey, remember how I said you should take cleanse in this matchup?
Yeah, that's why, right there, huh?
Okay, and again with the missing the shots. Cho'Gath's gonna feast it up. It's not 20 yet, so Baron isn't spawned, and I don't really think they want to go for it anyway, but they should try and push for this mid-tier one at the very least.
Yeah, they This is a really close game, but if they keep making picks like that, it's gonna open up pretty fast. I also really like that they have Victor matching the Mordekaiser, so Seraphine can't do it. Victor can do it, and then also
Victor could just stay away and wait for it. Ooh, package coming in. for not just wave clear, but they get the turret anyway.
Oh my God,
They
look
get
at
only-
that.
Okay.
What?
Typical just kind of stood on package.
He wanted the
By the
turret
way,
really bad.
Package does a lot of damage.
That was a lot of damage. I did not know package did that much damage.
No, package. It like people joke about package being a mini rumble ult. Package legitimately is a rumble ult. It does a ton of damage.
Does it have an AD ratio? Or is that just his baits damage?
Let me double check to not speak out of my ass.
While you're watching, by the way, this Cho got overextended for the turret. And,
And the miss on the.
well, he to be fair, he did flash it.
Did he flash it? Okay, I looked up just to see the Warwick kind of flying away. Should still die. Flash from the Corki, but that means he's gonna die to Jin.
Godlike, yeah. But that's still worth it, dude. That's a 600 gold shutdown for your Corki. Get him
Sure,
towards
yeah,
his 2
that's
item spike.
definitely worth it. Wait, did you pause it?
Oh yeah, sorry. You're looking stuff up and I'm just sitting here watching.
Slim?
I paused it, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Yeah, no, we like totally disconnected in Discord for a second there, but
Okay.
Should be good now. Special delivery. Plus 50% bonus AD.
Wow, yeah, okay. So especially
7.5 to 25 plus 50% bonus AD plus 6% AP.
okay, 50% bonus AD. I mean, also with the build that I was talking about, it's a lot higher bonus AD on Corki.
Oh. Plus 50% bonus AD every 0.25 seconds.
Wait, what?
Like that's how often it ticks. It ticks every 0.25 seconds.
I mean, yeah, so if you stand on it for a second and a half, that's 300% bonus AD. Yeah, okay, that makes sense why that Jin lost his entire health bar there.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Are you back on, by the way?
Yes, I'm back in.
Okay.
Alright, so it's only about a 2k gold lead for the red team. Extended to actually do about 3 in getting that third tower for themselves.
Both teams, I think, are probably going to look to try and gear up for this dragon. Right? So these guys are taking resets right now. Hey, look, they learned their lesson. I see 3 Grievous wounds already.
Yeah.
Still not on Shogat, though. I guess they're having Victor match, so Victor should be the next one to get Grievous.
Needs to upgrade his boots.
So, that's true. Yeah.
He's immobile. He needs to be able to schmoove.
Yeah, I think if I'm Victor here, I'd probably go for Lucidities. You're probably not going to get target access on the Corki and Caitlyn. And just being able to...
You get a lot of pen from the Ludens anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can
And it's
understand that.
cheaper.
Yes. Alright, so the Scuttle Crab did go over to Peaklay's team here. Still another 20 seconds on the dragon itself. Corki actually gets a tower topside.
Totally for free. Oh!
Oh, that feels bad.
Pots, man.
Oh man, because here's the thing. That is 100% the playing unlocked camera, hitting flash and E at the same time, but your cursor was like farther beyond you. Or sorry,
Mhm.
yeah, playing locked camera. And so you, oh no, I guess it would be unlocked because you flash, but then E, but your cursor was in the wrong spot, and you go back to where you're just. That feels really bad. That's just a misclick.
Oh, yeah, dude. And I feel like he's been mechanically solid throughout this series, but that one hurts. Especially having it transition into a dragon, right?
Yeah.
Hurts
Yeah,
for sure.
that feels pretty damn bad here. God, this Jin's scary.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. How did they get on top of Jin? They need to, right? He's fat enough that they need to. they don't really have the dive. They have to hit the Warwick R or the Blitzcrank hook.
Have to Wargar, Blitzcrank hook, or a good package run.
Maybe a good package,
to
good package
place
too.
him from the team.
Maybe as fed as Jin is, if this Mordekaiser flash R's him, Mordekaiser will kill the Jin. Just 80k things. 3 and 5.
Probably.
Yeah, that 3 and 5 Mordekaiser will eat that Jin.
Or at the very least, if like Jin manages to like outplay with Gale Force or something,
Yeah.
like, dodge,
He'll be surrounded.
Damage, he'll be surrounded, locked out of the fight, and worst case Mordekaiser can just ult him and then zone use just to stall for time.
Mm-hmm. No, I think the only way Jin survives in the Death Realm is if maybe he like flashes over a wall or like, oh, big pick on the Cho'Gath. Looks like a collapse though.
Yep, the Jin ultimate is coming out, but they have already killed Neptune. Pot's getting jumped on. Oh, that chunk is going to manage to walk out of it though, so it is just going to be the 1-0. Oh, and there we go. Death round in. Going to try and survive Pika here, just kiting around the wall, but the rest of the fight going the way of the blue team. Shade going to die. It actually, Typical manages to kite it out, but will fall in the end. Does get surrounded. Bigsby jumps in just to die.
Yeah, that's
thought he could do
respectful
more than he could.
solidarity dying.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh my god, and Arcane is
Oh.
going so hard. Victor does get the trade on the Blitzcrank in the background, but that was greed pure and simple.
Absolutely. I mean, realistically, that would be a 2 for 2, right? They got Blitzcrank, they got Warwick, they lose Jin, which sucks. It's a big shutdown, and they lose Cho'Gath, and instead it turns into a 4 for 2 because of Mumu and Bigsby and Arcane. Really couldn't stand the thought of living without Jin alive.
Interesting way to say inted.
Yeah, they ended.
Like,
Good.
yeah, I mean, Bigsby, there was no way he was getting Jin out.
I think
of there.
Corky got a lot of that gold too. Corky's online. That's the build I'll stock, but he doesn't have his tier stacked
Yeah.
yet, which I think he built it late. But
He did get it late.
But yeah, so like with this build, right? I want to click on Corky really quick. God, let me move this chat. Ugh. Right, he has almost 300 AD, which Corkys don't normally get because they usually go like the Trinity Force offers low AD, and then they get like rapid fire third, right? But 300 AD is
That's probably why the package is doing a lot more damage than we were.
yeah. Also, it just helps the Essence Reaver proc, right? Because it's bonus AD ratio on the Essence Reaver proc,
Yeah.
and then when he finishes his tier, it'll help a lot too.
Sometimes my mind goes on tangents, and I'm like, it's kind of unfortunate that base AD and bonus AD, it's the same acronym, and it's bad.
Yeah, yeah. That sounds like something like Free could complain about in the patch notes rundown.
Yeah. Also, Victor, definitely doing the thing I'm guilty of clearing a jungle camp while the melee minions die behind you.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so it's not the worst thing. Oh,
Ooh, hook onto the Amumu. He doesn't have a great way out of this, and yeah, not even gonna.
and I don't think
pop
he's
it
gonna be up in
first.
time for this. I don't think he's gonna be up in time for.
No, he spawns like 5 seconds before the dragon spawns.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a free dragon. Push the waves in.
Not free, but very difficult.
Yeah. Wait, Mordekaiser's starting
Yeah,
Baron. Oh, they're going for Baron instead. Wow,
Okay, that's ballsy. I like
that
it.
is very ballsy.
But Shade getting rooted up, avoids the knockup. Good. Health it's going down slowly.
Once
but
Mordekaiser's
really
not
not
tanking
dangerous.
this, his passive will tick down on it really
They
hard.
have no idea. Like they'll suspect something now, seeing the Corky teleporting.
It looks like they're just trading dragon. They're trading it for dragon.
I don't honestly know if they know this is happening.
They have to, right? There's a ward, like there's a blue side ward, like right there.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I didn't see that one. But
Yeah, they're going for the dragon trade. Honestly, that puts them at 3 Infernals. If they can get the 4th one, that's
oh,
good.
God.
That's good with the Jin.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. That's a lot of Jin damage.
But it wasn't just Baron. It was also Baron and this turret, right? So like,
Yes. So I mean that put Red Team 2K Golden Lead.
Yeah.
When they were down, I think even after that last good fight they got, they were still down 1k. So that's a 3k swing.
3k gold swing. And they still have the Baron right now. So this is going to matter right now, but they have to do something with this Baron before the next dragon comes up.
Yeah, I think at the very least, like, if not breaking the base, breaking the last 2 inners. And packages up as well. So they're actually pretty well set up to do something with it. Summoners on both carriers as well. And no flash on Jin yet.
If you're going to build Warwick like this, by the way, you might as well just play Udyr.
It might have been mad.
True, absolutely true.
Yeah. The unfortunate part of not knowing the bans. But yeah, because basically he is just slightly worse Udyr.
I mean, yeah, like,
It
realistically,
feels weird saying that.
slightly worse. Yeah, who's a worse Udyr?
I mean, yeah, like, because before, like, you know, a month ago, I would have said Udyr is one of the worst champions in the game.
He actually, I think this entire preseason, he had benefited a lot from the atomization changes. As well as some of the direct buffs he got.
I'm honestly surprised he wasn't touched. They probably are seeing what the jungle changes do to him.
Jungle changes
But
benefit him, if anything.
right now it's just kind of vision wars. If you want to just... what time does Baron wear off? Like the respawn's at 3 minutes left?
Yes, it's only 45 seconds. But they are knocking down turrets here. They knock down inner.
Yep.
And they knock down...
They got the other inner, so
And they knock
that's
down
what
bottom.
was like-
All inners down.
that's
That's
what
I mean, that's 2 turrets down. That's now a 4k lead. I mean, they're chipping away at it, right? I
That's
think...
exactly what I said they needed to do with this, is get those that ring of 3 turrets.
Yeah.
And they managed it, so hey.
I will say when they had, I think it was the Cho'Gath defending against the Mordekaiser, if they swung down hard, collapsed on the Cho'Gath, they maybe could have gotten more instead. But instead, they just backed off and let Mordekaiser take the turret, which is a safer play, right? This is a very tense game. This is, the whole series online. And both these teams know it's close, right? So they're both going to be try to play conservative. Nobody wants to be the one to throw the game.
So Baron now wearing off 3 minutes on the next, 2 minutes on the Dragon. Looks like Mordekaiser stealing away the red buff as well, yep.
I think it's a mistake for the Mordekaiser to go Thornmail here. Big mistake. 1, Jhin only auto attacks you 4 times. 2,
Yeah, he's massively over-indexed on armor.
Yeah. 2, the entire mid-top jungle is full magic damage. And you would decided Thornmail is your best buy there. Realistically, I think you just get a demonic embrace.
Actually, I think you get Cosmic Drive.
Oh, with the buffs, you think so?
And with the buffs, yeah. Like, because then you're never...
Well, the thing about demonic is that it also gives you that magic resistance that you need with the
That's true.
passive, right? Like for every champion you hit, you're getting magic resistance.
That's true. Looking
Do they fall forth the 8th time?
send Jhin to clear the ward, the one out of range.
The one with Gale Force, though, if he's good.
They learned.
So here's the collapse.
Going for the Cho'Gath.
Do they have the damage here?
Down.
Okay, Caitlyn's here. Now they have the damage.
Yeah, no, they have the damage. Caitlyn was coming. Flashes over the wall.
Oh, there's the Pantheon.
Pantheon coming in.
I didn't really see those particles, so couldn't really...
Warwick? Okay, they do. Okay, Warwick does run away. Almost dies the ultimate, but gets the kill onto Neptune. Matsura has to flash in response, but this is a little bit dicey. Nice Dark Harvest proc, but not enough to get the kill. Gale forces away. Good ult from
Great
Arcane
kiting
out
from the
bush
Mumu.
to get the kill onto Shade. Ooh, Jhin pulled.
Oh, QSS!
QSS'd it! I didn't even realize he had brought one. He didn't when I was looking at the item. That's still so much damage. They do finally get that kill. Victor does on the backside though. Ooh, 4th shot is.
Was that a hook onto the Victor?
I believe it may have been. I was so focused on the Mordekaiser.
Oh.
He snipes him at the back. Oh, he did him dirty, but that might mean Dragon going over to them. I think they're gonna.
Yeah, there's no way Caitlyn... Because, I mean, Caitlyn and Corki can't walk up without getting stunned or a Mumu'd.
Yeah, I mean, but Pantheon and Amumu are so low. Oh, but here comes the help from the Shogun. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
this dragon is gone. There is.
And that's soul, right? And there's no way they steal it with the Cho'Gath piece. Oh, it's on cooldown. I saw the dragon hit 200. A little scary.
Yep. Yeah, definitely a little scary. Actually, I think Smite may have also been cooldown.
They did not do a good job zoning if that fight was on cooldown. So that's why you don't trade dragon for Baron, boys.
Yep, because now that is a... Hey, quick engine real quick.
Oh, you want to see his AD? Yeah,
I
let's
wanna
check it
see
out.
his AD. I want to see his number.
God, he's 4 items deep, too. 660. That's a big boy. I thought it would be higher than that, actually.
I did too, but also...
That's still 660. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, AP numbers get higher than AD, but still, like...
let me see his
I mean, like,
passive. So he gets 67% bonus attack damage right now. Gains 67% bonus attack damage. It's 4% minus 44%. Plus 30% crit, plus 25% bonus attack speed. Oh, 4 to 44% based on level. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Plus 30% crit, plus 25% bonus attack speed. I mean, he's at 80% crit. You know, I think it's just that his 67%'s a lot, but I just think he just doesn't have, like... I mean, these items all give good AD. I don't know.
No, I think it's just the numbers are actually lower with past the item rework.
True, right? Yeah, Infinity used to give 80. Essence Reaver would give 70. And then he's, sitting with items giving 55 instead.
Shade's dead.
Yeah, man, I don't know what that guy's doing.
Yeah,
He has the second time he's died with ultimate up too. Like, just press R to get away. That's, you don't want to give away a Baron. They have Soul and Baron now. All right, Blitzcrank work his magic maybe. Not quite.
Nope, no magic this time. That's gonna be a Baron going over.
That Biggs looked like he tried to flash on the Caitlyn, and then the Caitlyn's really ready with that. Potts hit him with the blast gun right away. Oh god, how many feast stacks does this boy have? 5,000 HP, 11 stacks.
Yeah, 6 for minions.
So once Cho'Gath just hit 16 there. And that's why he looks so big. It's like 16 is a big spike because the amount of health you gain per stack scales off of the ult level. So he just got like almost a grand of HP just off leveling up once.
Jesus.
I mean, because you go from like 120 per stack to 160 per stack, and you have 11 stacks plus your base level up. It's not bad.
Oh, Jhin opening up with the ultimate here. Warwick on the flank, but spotted out by the ward and the ultimate from Victor. Jhin ult's not gonna.
So
get
this soul is a
much.
big deal, but dude, the gold is still so close.
Yeah, I know. But you just have to think of the like effective stats the soul gives. Like,
That's true, right? Yeah, it's
I mean, yeah. Look at Mordekaiser's health just vanish.
that. I mean, that Neptune
Yeah,
died
pick
pretty
up
fast.
Neptune and Jhin is just like. Oh wait, he's a death one. I was like, he's just ignoring Mordekaiser. Oh right.
Amumu wanted it in there though.
He did, yeah. I feel like that should be slightly clearer for spectators. I know they like discolor, but in a chaotic team.
Yeah, it's a little hard to tell. That being said, that fight stalled their Baron push out. That's really huge for Piclay's team. So right there, that's also why Thornmail is completely useless. Like if he had Demonic Embrace instead of Thornmail there, or even just a Magic Resist item, honestly, even like a Spirit Visage, you kill the Amumu there.
I mean, still, it's pretty good for red team that they went 1 for 1 there. Like,
Yeah, no, still really good.
yeah, and like only losing 1 tower as well.
Yeah. I think the thing also with Mordekaiser in the Death Realm like that is that the enemy team can't, or like, Neptune's team can't push forward because the Mordekaiser might pop up behind them.
Yeah, it relies on Arcane like very much communicating exactly what's going on, and, like who's winning, how much health he's gonna have.
Yeah.
Out. Yeah, and in a chaotic team fight, it can be.
Okay, now Typical got his last item, so I want to see if he's doing a little better. 850. He went up 200 with his last item.
Yeah.
That only gives 40 bonus AD. What changed?
He had 16.
Oh yeah, so more percentage per level,
Also
right?
gives crit.
Oh, true. So it increased the multiplier as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Honestly, they have 5 sources of Grievous Wound. If I'm Jin, I get rid of this Mortal Reminder. Get a Bloodthirster, or get a Lord Dominic's.
I think the Lord Doms is probably a good call.
Lord Dom's better, yeah. I could see Bloodthirster too. Having that overshield, like, they're barely gonna do enough damage to kill you as is. But yeah, either. Oh, there's the pick. And that's what they need. That's what they need. Oh, it's just GA. No, I should have killed him twice.
Protect, but I mean, ooh, that was a really high value block on the E, but still, they are able to pick it up. Peekler was on the backside though. A good Zonia's from Victor to keep himself alive. Peekler now, he's gonna Zonia's.
That was a great Zonia's. Didn't end up.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1. Ooh, but we got on the backside. The Caitlyn ultimate comes out. Not quite enough. That's why you should have a collector. Oh, that's true.
Or a fucking Infinity Edge. Where's this guy's Infinity Edge? Potts, what are you doing?
Smoking too much pots. Apparently. Ooh,
Oh.
the Gale Force comes in clutch. Oh, and Potts created.
Oh my gosh, dude. This guy used all his talent in the first 2 games. Holy shit.
Oh man, that's tilt. That's the tilt play right there.
I think that's gonna be game. Holy shit. Peeklay's team's gonna lose it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's infernal, right? 20 seconds on. Maybe not. We'll see.
You mean
'cause-
Elder?
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Elder. Wait, that TP
Yeah,
is sus.
teleport one.
Oh, I thought that was quirky. Never mind.
No.
So Mordekaiser does have the TP, but no, that's a 5v3. There's no way they win this. There's no way they get Elder here. So what Peeklay's team needs to be doing here is they need to be shoving out the waves. Every wave you shove out is 30 seconds less Elder time they have, basically. So there's Corky. Just needs to not get caught doing it.
Yep. Pantheon, he's getting caught.
Okay,
Good
burns his flash, burns his
Kinda
flash.
needed to do that.
Yeah. These guys don't even need minions. Yeah, I mean, it's open inhibitor, right? Oh my god. Still 812, dude.
Oh, Warwick. Yep, that time he ults out.
Yeah. I want to say he learned, but then he's not learning about not getting caught.
I mean, he kind of had to look for a flank.
True. I guess that's true. This is kind of still an overcommit. This Cho'Gath's really deep.
He's in the death realm right now. He's gonna actually.
He's gonna go down here. I mean, Elder.
Yeah, Elder is huge here. The Pantheon blocks a lot of damage. Turret goes out, but Pantheon's gonna die as well. It's actually a
2 for 2.
2 because they do pick up.
Yeah, but their carries are still alive.
Yeah,
I mean, nobody can
Turret's still
approach Victor or Jin right now. They get literally popped.
alive. Yeah. It would take a miracle of an overcommit for them to. I mean, they
Or no
got the
minions.
wave.
Or no minions.
Yeah.
That works too. That works
Yeah,
too.
that would work too.
This Caitlyn's really gonna go the whole game without getting an Infinity Edge. That is insane.
Yeah, that's kind of. Sus.
I don't think you need a rapid fire here, right? Like,
No, I really don't.
Elder should run out before this next fight, though, right?
Yes, I believe so. Elder doesn't last. I think it only lasts 2 minutes, right?
I don't remember the exact timing on it, I'll be honest.
I know it's shorter than Baron. Yeah, I don't take Elder often enough to know.
Oh, Jin did the thing. Oh, he went with you, Lord Doms. 986, baby. Now we're talking. That's where the money's at. Level 18 now. Almost 1,000 AD. That's insane. I want to see this guy crit. How much is his crits? His crits do less damage, I know, but his crits do 14% less damage. So that's 1,800 crit, plus the Elder proc, plus the Infernal proc.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt real bad. And plus with Collector and Lord Doms, that's also like almost true damage. He could literally Q auto Caitlyn and she would die.
I don't know if he did the Q.
Fourth shot. If he had fourth shot, they'd just
Yeah,
kill her.
fourth shot and my one shot. Granted, Elder's off now.
But you still get the Sheen proc off the Infernal Soul. That never goes. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Goodbye.
Oh yeah, no, this is game. This is game.
Yeah, no, I don't see a way. Unless they, like, you know, fountain dive and don't hit the Nexus, which, you know...
Yeah, that's happened before this series. Dude, look how much damage this... I just want to see... Look at this quirky package damage. Look at Neptune. Look at Neptune. He steps on it right here for a couple seconds. Oh, he does take a turret shot. Okay, that was also... He took a headshot as well.
Okay.
But he still took a good amount of burn damage.
Yeah.
This guy has...
Man, this game would not have happened if
Six-
Hug had hit the Nexus.
I know, this...
That's so tragic. Oh, they
Oh,
get a
1 for 1.
immediate pick on the Arcane, but
Bigsby looks a little
still,
deep here.
yeah, Shade
I mean, he
does
has
well,
fucking
but the
E. What a
Nexus
good
down,
champion.
And, hey,
They hit the
hit
Nexus.
They hit the Nexus. The moral of the story, hit the Nexus.
Still, that was definitely a good series. That series lived up to it, man.
Yeah, that was exciting. Thanks for bringing me on for that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, of course.
All right.
You know,
Last time-
what's up?
Oh, go ahead. You just say what you're gonna say.
Oh, yeah, just wrapping this up. Really rough first 2 games from Typical and Bigsby, but and even then, the third game, the lane was still very close, right? They were trading back and forth, but he made the big plays. Typical made the big plays in game 3. Who do you give series MVP to? Because Neptune was the one who had the whole team on his back in game 1.
Oh man. I think it's hard because like. I think I just kind of gotta go Neptune for just like the consistency factor. Like game 2 was a little sus, but 1 and 3 is Cho'Gath solid.
Yeah. Even this game, like he didn't have quite as big of carry job, but he was. I mean, he was where he needed to be for his team. Like there was a couple times where it looked like he had gotten caught, but really he was just drawing pressure, right? Like they collapsed on him pretty hard a few times, right? But he was drawing pressure, and his team's mostly able to clean up. Yeah, for me, it's hard though because he should have won that. He was, I think, a main reason why they struggled in game 2, right?
Exactly.
He
yeah,
got a
that's what
lot of
makes it
jungle
hard.
pressure. You know, that Skarner was ganking that Mordekaiser like 4 or 5 times. And then he isn't making the right macro plays. Like, he gives up his farm lead trying to, like, go for those dragons, or like, or force the TP bottom, right? And then he dies to the Caitlyn trap. So he gives up his farm lead, doesn't itemize right, and I felt like he should have been able to carry that game with the amount of attention he got in game 2.
Yeah, but also, if we think of it conversely, the bot lane kind of hard-ended game 1 and 2. So, I want to give it to either of them.
True. But I will say props to Typical. Yeah, I'll give it to Neptune. I'll agree with you. But
Yeah.
props to Typical's mental also for having such a rough series, first 2 games, and put it on his back when it counted. Whereas
Definitely.
Potts, on the other hand, is flash-ing
Potts-
backwards in
Potts
game
killed
3.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Potts got popped for sure in
Mhm.
game 3 here. And I also think, I mean, the rest of the players, I think that Arcane had a solid series all around, just like nothing stand out, nothing bad. Um, I think honestly, in terms of like differential though, like between opposing members, Arcane outperformed Shade. Like the difference between their performance was greater than other positions.
Yes, but I
Art,
think that's more due to
how bad Shade is playing. Yeah, yeah. Shade was
Shade was not playing
setting the
well.
bar really low there. That even like a
Mhm.
solid average performance by Arcane, like just made a really big net difference.
Yeah, for sure. But like honestly, I'm still tempted to give it to
Wait,
Matsuro because he was ridiculous.
he was really good. Wait, actually, if we're giving MVPs away, why are we giving it to P Clay for not hitting the Nexus? Literally the most important, like the most important decision
Yeah,
for our net team's team.
yeah. He was. I mean, him and Matsuro were definitely the two best players.
Yeah,
But like, just the hubris, man.
a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Oh, not a little bit. Sorry, major bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. Slim and Freeeshooter signing off, I guess.
Have a good one.